Woo! Alright. It's the Animal Crossing nostalgia. I know. It's so nice. Hello, y'all. Welcome. Welcome, one and all, to some true crime. Oh, my goodness. I apologize. I'm a little late. I said half an hour. It's now been almost an hour. I'm very sorry. But anyways, I hope y'all are doing well today. I hope everything's good. I hope everything's cool. Oh my goodness. Man. I was trying to like quickly, find the info and of course, makeup. Good evening, good night. Makeup. Me with my totally real cup hat and my totally real badge. We only help people who need to be helped. We always do good stuff for good people. Always do good. Never bad. There's nothing but happy to each other's. Man, it sounds pretty nice though. I'm not gonna lie, it sounds pretty satisfying. That's kind of what I did too. I was just eating dinner. I was like, I'm gonna do it like half an hour, cause I want to eat dinner and then I'll come in and do some streaming. I kept telling myself like, you gotta stream today. It's like, oops. I'll put it off a little long. It's 7:30. Oh. But yeah, oh my goodness. And then me just having, I don't know, goofy moments with the keys and the computer. I have been like working with a computer for like 12 hours. Like over here, just brain fog. But yeah, today we're gonna watch two true crime cases. Before I start doing that though, I just want to give attention to. Thank you, lactose free. Thank you. What was I saying? Oh yes. If you want to take note to the what is my sentence? If you want to notice the description down below, I have put in the description a little something in memory of a child who was unfortunately murdered, I believe last year or the year before. This is the child of the case, or the child that was murdered of the case that I had watched earlier this week or like last week that I could not finish because it was absolutely repulsive. It was just such a sickening way for that child to go, and it made me so upset. So much so that I really could not finish. I was so mad. I was very, very mad. Let me just tell you, I was flipping angry watching that whole thing. I would not recommend, especially there was like one point that absolutely just, I had to pause because I was so disturbed and so disgusted. We're not gonna watch that here. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend watching that. It will make you sick to your stomach and absolutely angry. But it's another one of those, it's kind of like the, what was that child's name? I think it was little, Dylan. Let me find the name of this child again. What was his name? It was I think it's the Dylan Gross case. It's similar to the Dylan Gross case, only this child was about almost 12 years old from what people were saying. I'm just now realizing I didn't turn this music down. Shh, music. Shh. Oh, it's already turned down. Welp. Yeah, but that case was so messed up. And it's a similar situation where yeah, it was yeah. I think even if I tried to, I think that would end up happening because there was some pretty disturbing evidence and information that I was not expecting to hear. It definitely was a whiplash moment. So we will not be watching that one. But instead, I have down in the description, a memory of Takoda Collins. He was a young boy. He was from Ohio. He unfortunately was murdered by his dad, his father, his biological father, in a horrendous way. And to honor that child, I decided to leave links to 2 nonprofit charities you guys can check out and donate at your own leisure. I'm not connected to these charities in any way. I just thought it would be nice to link a little something in memory of that child. The first one is I'm not prepared at all. The first one. Hold on. I know what it is. Dang it. I'm not prepared at all. Oh no. It should be in my... Did I seriously just close that? I probably did. Lamentable. Exactly. I was so... Hold on. Shush me. Hey, shush. Who's the cop here? That's right. Let's see. So the first one is Together We Rise, which is an American nonprofit. It's a nonprofit that helps children in foster homes. It pretty much helps them with their education and things they may need, such as, making sure that they have, proper care, clothing, things to carry, their stuff in. One of the big things that they say is that they want to make sure that children are not, going from home to home, carrying around trash bags full of their stuff. They want to actually give them something to carry their things in when they go from home to home. There's also, they also have like a scholarship thing that they've set up. So if you want to donate to them, you can. It'll help children like Takoda, so that they can get the proper care and love that they need. And then the other one that I got listed is more of a global thing. It's called Savethechildren, which a lot of you may already know about that one. It's fairly well known. Savethechildren is pretty much, the best way to describe it is pretty much a nonprofit that helps children around the world, making sure that they have things they need, such as proper food, water, nutrition, proper care, so clothing, making sure that they have their necessities met, and also making sure that they have the proper education, things like that. So if you do want to make a donation, you are free to do so. I don't know if you can. I'd say, let me see if I can. I don't think you can in Savethechildren. Usually there's like a some nonprofits I know do like in memory of, kind of thing. But I don't see that with Savethechildren. I know that Together We Rise actually has merchandise you can buy, and all the proceeds actually go to charity. Oh, domestic violence is a crippling problem in the country, but sadly, like most crimes, the authorities barely do anything. Yeah, that's about the same here in the US too, unfortunately. I'm trying to see. Oh, and Together We Rise, you can actually put your payment to wherever you feel like you want to put it. But I don't see anywhere where you could put like a... I guess if you really wanted to. Oh no, I want my Animal Crossing music back, please. Thank you. I guess if you really wanted to, if you wanted to be anonymous, you can always put like a name of some kind. But yes, if you do want to donate, you want to help out in memory of Takoda Collins, feel free to do so. You can also go to other nonprofits. I was looking around for quite a bit. There's another one called Children's Defense Fund, which is another foster care nonprofit that helps children in foster homes, making sure that they got the care they need and things like that. But I thought Together We Rise was a better nonprofit choice. Like I said, the proceeds, you can also get merchandise from Together We Rise. I actually have a shirt on. I was looking at nonprofits on Wednesday, and I was looking at Together We Rise, and I was looking, and I'm like, I kind of want to buy a shirt just so I can, donate money. Because I always do this. Sometimes I'll buy the merchandise just because I know that the proceeds will go to help, the said situation. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, you're not completely hidden, but, you never know. But, yeah, whenever I'm looking at like nonprofits and stuff, like I think before this one, I actually bought a hat from a wolf conservative, I think that's what it's called. Hold on, I'll look it up. I have them, they're in New York. New York Wolf. No. New York Wolf Conservation. I actually bought a hat from them, and the proceeds go to helping the wolves, or at least the wolves in there, to helping like care and then release wolves, which is nice. But yeah, this time around, I literally bought a shirt from Together We Rise on Wednesday, and it just came in today, which is really fast. I was pleasantly surprised, and it's a very nice shirt. It's actually very comfy. I'm wearing it now. It's very nice. It's so cozy. A woof. Yes, we must save the wolves. We got to save the wolves. Yes, I believe in protecting the wolves. Those poor things need us. Our wolves need us. I'm sorry. But yes, the last time before this one, I donated money to a wolf conservation nonprofit. I'm gonna look this up. Conservation. Yes, conservation. A wolf conservation in New York, which again helps wolves. It helps rehabilitate and release wolves. And they've got so many wolves. You can actually, I believe it's called like, quote unquote, adopting a wolf. If you know what I mean, like you donate money to say you adopted this one wolf or something, and then you will get like all this stuff as like a thank you. I believe they have that going on right now. I'm not quite sure I remember, but they have a lot of other stuff too. But that's not the point. We're not here to talk about wolf conservations. We're here to talk about true crime. Here to take down the bad guys. Yeah. Funny enough, the two that I picked, okay, you'll see them in the description. The two I flipping picked, again, I told myself I wasn't going to do this again, because I was mad the last time I watched all this. But, really interesting bad movie. I didn't read it at first. I thought you said really interesting bad movie. My brain's like having it. It's not having it. But yeah, I got 2 cases. And, I told myself last time I wasn't going to go over cases where there was a baby that was murdered or a child. And I did it flipping again. Gosh darn it. I even picked multiple. I picked multiple cases. What the heck? But, these 2 just stood out to me. And the other one, like the first one, it was like, I did all this research and it sounded really messed up. Really. Well, not that messed up. Well, you know what? All cases are very messed up in their own way. Hold on a second. There we go. Hi Will. Thanks for coming in for a bit. Appreciate it. Have fun with family night. Let's see. Oh my gosh. My brain's like just jello. I'm brain jello. Buh. Okay. Let me see. I got like two different things going on at once. I think for starters, okay. So you guys know the last time I made little Sebastian here. I made a little baby Sebastian. Can I click on sad little baby Sebastian? Little baby Sebastian over here. Ooh. They sound pretty good. Not gonna lie, they sound pretty nice. It is pretty cold in here though. Like last time, I made a little Sebastian, and this time, I'm gonna make a new friend for our dear Sebastian. So I've got my books. I got my books. So I'm gonna have to look through these for a minute. But I'll probably do that while we're watching our case videos. Our case files of the criminals. But I will be going over them first a little bit, giving a little backstory, I guess. It is very cold. Anyway, well, I don't know. I'm thinking of making a sheep this time. I'm thinking of making a little sheepy sheep. Making a little baby sheep. Ooh, a new friend. Ooh. I wonder what he'll be, or she'll be, or they'll be. Can't go wrong. Ah, come on. This thing's kind of hard to... We can make a shark. Let's see, we got a lion, a sleuth, got a hedgehog. Oh, and we have mythological creatures as well. I think the most that I decide on is just what animal it is or what creature it is. I think you guys pretty much chose the rest of it. Like the color and the name, like that was all you guys. I just choose the creature. But yeah, I can let you guys choose the color. If you want to do that again. Let's see. What creature should we make? We can make this cute little Pegasus. It's very cute. Trying to look through real quick. Get some ideas. Is that really a unicorn or is it a dragon type? What is that? Oh, a dinocorn? That's a little ridiculous. That's not a mythological creature. Yeah, right now I'm making, for my sister, I'm making a goblin. Because she's got she plays D&D with her friends. But, she has been asking me to make her little goblin. They got like a little goblin character that goes along with them. I can't remember what she said his name was. But he's this little goblin that carries around a jar of jelly or jam. So I told her I would make one for her. Have I made this elephant? I have. I remember that. Oh my god. I forgot I made an elephant at some point. Whoa. Okay. What y'all think? Gotta pick one. Quickly. Ooh. Fancy. You know what? I'm gonna make this little sheepy. He's cute. Little sheepy sheep. I saw a little... What was that? A fawn? Oh, that one's flipping cute. But he's got tiny hands. Chocolate jelly, just in case you need a quick PB&J. Will it help your strats? I don't know. Is it good? Yeah. There it is. Haha, gotcha. It's got weird feet though. Why has it got weird feet? Man. Gosh darn it. Alright, let's make Cuddles the lamb. But we're gonna name it different name. Let's wait. We'll name it afterwards. But this is our little lamb we're making. I'll have to find it and put a picture up or something. What are we gonna need for this lamb? Ooh, sheep. Ovejitas. Sheep ovejitas. Little sheepy sheep. I had this idea to make a little sheepy sheep. Let's see. No, leftover dark pink. What? Where are you putting the dark pink? I don't know. Worsted weight yarn in pale gray, dark gray, and a leftover dark pink. Textured bulky yarn in white, which we're not gonna do that. G and a K. Oh my god. That's gonna be a big lamb. It's gonna be a big old sheepy. I wish they had more pictures than just 2, but alright. And 3. I do about the same, but usually mine are like, you know, words, just random words like dreamer, you know, softy, I don't know, Bertha. But yeah, we're gonna make a lamb. Gonna make a little lammy. Hammy the lammy. Oh my god, that's it. Its name's Hammy the lammy. Oh. Do I sound like an old person? Probably. Am I happy though? Yes. Is anybody gonna get in the middle of my happiness? No. Am I happy? Yeah. Oh. Okay, so we're gonna need a G and a K. My god, this is gonna be a big old sheep. Do I even have a G and a K? I have an M. Just be digging through my pile of hooks over here. F, G. I don't even think I've ever used a K before. What is that? I think it's no. Which one's a K? H I. Well, it'd have to be after this, so let me see. Do I have another big one? This is J. That has to be even bigger than that. I'm sorry for the clanging around, y'all. I'm just trying to make sure I actually have these hooks. There's an H. Listen, I don't want to mess it up like the last time. It's gotta be... I only have J. Well, I put J at least. Probably not. It's probably built to be like flipping huge. JK, just like that one Brazilian president. Okay, so... Oh, is it this one? Ha, found it. My god, that's chunky. It's thick. It's chunky. Chunky. You like 'em big. You like 'em chunky. Like 'em round with something. It's so stupid. Like 'em round with something. Chunky. So stupid. Okay, so now we gotta pick out colors. What do we need? We need a gray and a chunky color. Let me see real quick, y'all. It's thick. Nice and thick. You might hear my chair here. Ooh. Gotta move to the other part of the room. Ooh, this soft pink. I'm under attack. I don't have a gray out at the moment, but that's alright because I think I need to get in there anyway. Hold on one sec, y'all. We're preparing, y'all. Gotta move some stuff out of the way. Oh God, don't fall. Dagnabbit. Why would I put that at the bottom? I'm scared. I made this intentionally difficult just so I wouldn't go in here. This nice rainbow yarn. Rainbow yarn, yes. We need to use it now. It's been seen. It can't be unseen. No. Y'all, I picked one out. It's perfect. Objection! Objection to you! Yeah, have a proposition? Is it chunk? Big old chunk. Hi, the crew. Welcome. Welcome in. Don't mind the mess. Well, I would say, oh, let's have you pick the color, but it's not quite. One sec. Let me at least get this on here. Get the gray out. Will gray look good with that? We're gonna find out, I guess. Oh no. That's perfect gray. Ooh. It's gonna be like a little rain cloud. Oh my God. Things are going on. Hold on, y'all. Oh my God. I'm gonna get regular gray too. 1 minute. One momento, por favor. Everything is going wrong. Why didn't I do this beforehand? Why didn't I plan this? Because I don't plan anything. That's why. Okay. Now it's time to put up. Alright. Yeah, I'm okay. I've decided when I go into law, I'll be Von Karma Jr. When I come back, that's all I see. Now, are you going to be Francisca Von Karma Jr.? Or are you going to be like, what's his name? What's his name? Sorry for the finger. What's his name? Gosh darn it. I can't remember his gosh darn name. But I also, I eject. Man, that's extra loud. Why is that so loud? I don't know. Anyway, I picked out colors. I got like a dark gray for the face. And then a rainbowy color for the rest of them. Hopefully it turns out okay. If not, I got a lighter gray. But anyway. Manfred, that's it. Thank you. Exactly. I have a horrible memory. I apologize. It's Manfred. But also, I object. Manfred's an awful man. I object. Told you the name before, but Terneric is the name of a province in a fictional country. It's a phrase that comes from the fictional Turkish language turn and reek. That mean rich meat. like lamb? Like a fresh piece of turneric? No, it's not. A little rainbow lamb named Turneric. The story behind it is that it means rich meat. Why can't that be Von Karma Jr.? Because he's a very sick man. What an awful man. He was gonna put Edgeworth in prison, or death even, because of his own stupidity. For his father's murder. How awful is that? That's awful. Despicable. Anyway, I got so much going on up here. Y'all, let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna talk about our first case. By the way, the crew, if you look down in the comments down below, or not comment, what am I saying? The description down below, I've linked in memory of a child that was murdered about a year or two ago named Takoda Collins. If you wish to donate or help out in any way with those nonprofits, I'm not associated with them. I just wanted to link something in honor of that child. You can check them out. They are down below. What? You own a tank. Technically a tank. You own something like a tank, an ascot, and an 1800s outfit. What in the world? Herkins. You guys are too much, man. Y'all are too much. I can't with you. Anyway. I'm getting sidetracked here. We gotta get on the ball here. If we want to make our little lamb friend, we gotta get on the ball. I actually got to choose the color this time because it says to go with some chunky yarn. So I got some chunky yarn. Some nice soft, fluffy, chunky yarn. You guys will see when he's done. It's probably not going to turn out as good as I think, but one word, money. I mean, you could do the lawyer thing for money, but like, not like Von Karma though. He's stinky. He's stinky. He's stanky. Gross. Ew. Bleh. Peh. Gross. Wouldn't want that on my sandwich. God, that made me sound like a cannibal. What the heck? Anyway, anyway, we're gonna talk about our first case. So we got two cases, y'all. Two cases. I didn't really have much of a theme. I knew I wanted to have some kind of interesting murders. And, yeah, I definitely picked some winners. Monies. Oh, the monies. So the first one we're going to talk about is, a Japanese man by the name of, I'm going to butcher his name, Mamoru, Takuma. Mamoru Takuma was born, November 23rd, 1963, and he was executed September 14th, 2004. So this man, was a very interesting being. I had that in my sandwich. I call 911. What's your emergency? What? a man in your sandwich, Von Karma sandwich, oh, throw it away. Oh my god. So obviously I'm getting my information from Murderpedia. Can we all share our own stories? I guess. I don't know how you want to do that, but go ahead. I'm trying to read the murder case. Oh. There's some police cars going out in the background. They know we're talking about murder. But anyway. So, Takuma is a Japanese man. He is known for his, he's the guy in the Osaka school massacre, which, my god, in which he actually brought a knife to the school and was stabbing children, mostly to death. It was pretty messed up, but he was soon caught and then sentenced to death. It's quite a story. He's got quite a history, especially a criminal history. Very, very messed up man. And I would in no way would want anyone to become a guy like this. Okay? Don't do what this guy did. He's pretty effed up. So it only gave us like a small, like a smidgen amount of information for his early life. But the video that I will show you will give you more information. The video for Takuma is by Dire Trip. What? Yes! He stabbed people. Oh wait, hold on, I'll read that for you. I remember back in the day, it was a nice, blissful day, and I felt this sharp pain in my back, and I looked back, and there was a knife there. I wonder how this is going to end. But anyways, I'm just gonna try and read this little summary here. And again, this is for Takuma, Mamoru Takuma. So it says for his early life, it's very short, but like I said, Dire Trip I think goes more into detail about his earlier life. But Takuma, dropped out of high school and was disowned by his father. He entered the Japan Air Self-Defense Force, but was soon discharged due to having sexual intercourse with a minor. In 1984, Takuma lived with his mother secretly. His father was very angry and took back his wife. I don't know what that meant. I still don't know what that meant, because Dire Trip's side of things is that his mother did not even want him. Oh, here's the cruise finish to the story, I think. So anyways, I was like in the ICU for at least 5 days. There's part of the cruise story. I was in there for at least 5 days. No more, no less. I remember as if it was yesterday. Yeah. He did some messed up stuff. This guy, I remember reading and hearing that he was like in different jobs. He was getting into, sensual means with minors and other stuff. He was, harassing women, things like that. It was, he was not right in the head. So his criminal history actually says on November in November 1984, he was arrested for a woman and sentenced to 3 years in prison. He had been arrested at least 11 times and had married 4 times before the massacre. God. After his release... Nope, I'm out. F this crap, I'm out. At least 11 times and had married 4 times. After his release from jail, he moved to Takoda and found work as a bus and garbage truck driver. He was described by coworkers as quiet and unremarkable, but a bit of a loner who did not like dealing with customers and preferred working alone. He did a lot of different jobs. Like, this man was going from cars to, like, he was mostly doing driving type jobs. So, like, he was driving buses and taxis. He was driving all sorts of stuff. But there was, like, always there was kind of a pattern. He always got fired for basically harassing people and messing with women and stuff. You're okay. The crew, I already knew. I already was aware. What do you mean it's not real? Everything that's said on the internet is real. No, but he did a lot of messed up stuff. And most of it had to do with the jobs he had. He had an interesting history for sure. But anyways, let's see. I'm gonna go. Oh my god. In October the same year, he was arrested on suspicion of assaulting his former wife. Good God, man. On March 3rd, 1999, he dissolved some of his own tranquilizer, oh my god, temazepam, into tea served in the teacher's room, sending 4 people to the hospital. He was arrested and sent to the psychiatric hospital where he was diagnosed with schizophrenia, but after 1 month's treatment was judged to be capable of taking care of himself and released. Except for the Scott in the 1800s outfit and tank still stands. Ah, yes, the... yes, of course. Those are legit. This just in, dog arrest. Oh no. Thank God that wasn't me. Let's see. In November 1999, he was arrested on suspicion of entering into a private home, but charges were dropped. He managed to get a job as a taxi driver in September 2000, but was fired on October 16th after he assaulted a hotel bellhop in Osaka and broke his nose. He was also kicked out of several apartments for, among other things, throwing his garbage out from the balcony, which is flipping awful, especially if you're in Japan, because they are very clean country. I know that for sure. They have a very certain way on how they handle trash and things like that. So they're very particular about how they handle trash in Japan. I know this for sure because I hear about it all the gosh darn time on YouTube and TikTok and whatever. But the fact that he threw his garbage out his apartment window is probably the most heinous thing he could do in Japan. On May 23rd, 2001, he was again committed to the hospital, but he left after 1 day and did not return. Sorry, had to drink my tea. Yum yum. Some iced tea. Iced tea, ow, what the heck? Ow. Anyway, so now on to the massacre. This is gonna be the not fun part. On June 8th, 2001, the day of his court hearing for the bellboy assault case, of course, he went on a murderous rampage in the Takoda elementary school, wrestled down by staff within minutes. He was described as being in an extremely confused state when arrested, at first repeating, "I went to elementary school," and then saying, "I went to the train station and stabbed 100 people with my knife. I did not go to the elementary school." He also stated, and this is in Japanese, I'm gonna say it in English first, and then I'm gonna try and say it in Japanese, because I feel like it's the best way to learn. What is this? Turning red is unrealistic because if a talking red panda really existed, it would be investigated by the U.S. government. Some critic, I don't know. Probably. Somebody probably said that. The dog appeared to be yellow with blonde hair, was back talking the police saying they were later arrested for back talking police. Whiff. I don't curse, so that's I'll just leave it at that. How dare they? Thank goodness it wasn't me. Obviously, because I'm a yellow dog with brown hair. They'll never catch me. Japan is tidy with Japan is tidy with garbage, unlike my city, Skyline City. I'm gonna guess you mean the game. Never. That's how they know it wasn't me. I would never. How could I, a sweet, innocent pepperoni, say the B word? Such a bad word, no. I can already taste the soap. That's so stupid. I'm sorry, anyway. I'm sorry. But yes, he also stated, I'm gonna say this in English first and then try to attempt to say this in Japanese, because they have the phonetic, I don't know how the best way to say it, but they got the phonetic version of it written above. But he said, "I've become disgusted with everything. I've tried to do that to myself, unalive myself several times, but couldn't. Give me a death sentence." He will see me be like, hold on. I don't even think I have my thing set up. Dang it. Beep. There we go. Sorry. But anyway, I'm gonna butcher this. Maybe I shouldn't. I feel bad just looking at it. Nani mo kamo, aya ni natta, nankai mo jisatsu wo hakata ga shinikirinai, sukamate shike ni shite hoshikata. I hope I said that right. I probably butchered that all the heck. Apologies. But anyways, it says Takuma also hated elite children who attended the school he attacked. Basically children who were richer and more upper class. Which is kind of sad. It's pretty awful. And then they've listed some of the deceased victims. I know there were more than this, but these are the ones they have listed. So let's see. I'm gonna try to say these names right. Yuki Hongo, Mayuko Isaka, Yuka Kiso, Ayano Moriwaka, Maki Sakai, Takahiro Tatsuka, this is the only male student, Hana Tsukumoto, and Reina Yamashita. Ohayou gozaimasu. Ohio. You guys are awful. I'm not reading the comments. I'm trying to get through this. Gosh darn you. Oh my gosh. Okay, the last one, and then I'm gonna read the rest of this. This just in, police start raid on unsuspecting house, claiming the dog's moving in the window, Officer Catfish exclaimed, continuing the species against dogs. How dare they? How dare they? Just for a curse word, what the heck? Okay, that's it. That's it. I'm not no more. I'm gonna read this. I want to get through it. Oh, this is awful. He has had an influence on Japanese murderers. For example, Kaoru Kobayashi, who had assaulted and murdered 7-year-old girl Kaede Ariyama. Oh, that's awful. Considered Takuma as a charismatic murderer and sought speedy execution. Oh, man. Now it's telling us... I think it's giving us some newspaper clippings. Yeah, so the rest of this is... It's going over the same story, it's just... these are from the different articles, like different newspaper articles and story articles. You guys are, of course, welcome to read that on your own time or while we watch the video. But some of it goes over what had happened in that school. It's pretty bad. He has what? Has what? He assaulted, you know, I'm not gonna say it, but you know. I'm not saying it. This man looks like a very horrible human being, though. Hold on, let me scroll through first. I don't wanna scroll in on anything that's... Yeah, I don't want to scroll in on anything that is inappropriate. I'll start from like here. Yeah. Okay, let me open up my thing, y'all. Okay, y'all ready? Here it is. Bam. This is the man. This nasty creature. Look at him. He did not give two craps. He was like, go ahead. Just go ahead. Look at him. Look at that smug face. What an awful human being. Man. How old were they? Well, let's see here. Well, he was born in 1963. Should I do the math? Oh wait, I can't click on that. That would have been close. Let's see. I'm gonna get my calculator out because I'm awful with math. Come on, computer. Please. Thank you. Let's see. That was in 2001. So... Can I even... Minus... That's not minus. 1963. My facial expressions are changing because I'm using my number pad. He was 38 when he did the murder. Yeah, he was 38 years old when he did the murder. What was his sentence in the end? He got the death sentence. He got the death penalty. Or death sentence? I think it's the death sentence. And then he was hung for his crimes in September 14th, 2004. The victims, I'm gonna guess they ranged in age because the youngest was a boy from the first year, so that must mean he was, I know it was an elementary school, so he was fairly younger, and then the girls were from second year. Oh boy. Yeah, so he got the death penalty for that one, which he was even asking for, and they carried through with it. So he's no longer with us, thank God. Oh, it says even here, the age range is from like 6 to 8. KG8 incident. I wonder if I actually have that in my, because I, let me see. Let me find one. Time to add another tab. What is it? Ace Attorney? Reminisce. Where is it? KG8. Is that right? KG8. Isn't it? Here we go. Shh. No calmness. Ah, the children. Not the children. Oh, the God. Not the children. Not the children. No. Not the children. This is actually kind of messed up. That is sad though. The kids passing like they did. Exactly. They were only like 6 to 8 years old. That is absolutely horrendous. It is very horrendous. Just taking in the music, I guess. But yeah, it's crazy. Just letting the music play. What was his motive? Let's see. Sometimes it's got it on here. I don't think he had a specific. Let's see. Okay, the music's kinda... Sorry, y'all. Well, no, actually, no. We'll keep it. But I'm gonna turn it down a bit. It's very loud in my ears. Let's see. It says, for his trial and death, he seemed to be regarded as insane at first, but his illness was eventually diagnosed as paranoid personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, and antisocial personality disorder. At first, he claimed that he took 10 times the dose of his psychiatric drugs on the day, but medical analysis found no trace of them in his body. His psychiatrist denied that he suffered from schizophrenia. Man. I don't think he had a specific motive in mind. I think he just had this idea that he must, like, kill these elite children, which is awful. Like, really awful. plus he was like all messed up. He was a very messed up guy. I don't even think, because like there's even a bit here where he was like insulting the victims and the victims' parents, and then, you know, saying something like, I should have used gasoline so I could have killed more than I did. He was messed up. Man. He was very messed up. Very messed up, man. He was sick. He was a sick man. Man. This music is just but yeah, so I think with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and watch the video. Let me put it on. So the video that we're watching is by Dire Trip, I'm sorry. And this video is called The Disturbing Case of Mamoru Takuma in Takoda Elementary School. Is the music that is very sad. It's so sad. I would use my little expressions here, but I'm afraid I'm gonna set this thing off. It's very sad. Hold on. It's very sad. Oh yeah. He was all messed up. Apparently he was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and then they just said, yeah, he's cool. He's totally fine. Look at him. He's fine. He's like assaulting everybody, but he's fine, I guess. Busted his nose up being an a-hole, but he's fine, I guess. Like, he was one of those guys. Anywho. Y'all. We're gonna do this. I got my comments open, by the way, so I can see. I don't have two screens, but gosh darn it, I know how to make things work. I have the captions on as well. I'm gonna turn this up so you guys can hear it, because I realized it should be louder. And then you guys let me know if it's not loud enough. I'll turn it up however much you need me to. I'll probably mute myself at some point so you guys don't hear me playing around over here while you're trying to watch this. You know, so on and so forth. But anyways, let's go ahead and watch this.
In Osaka, Japan, breaks into an elementary school and begins indiscriminately massacring students. Mamoru Takuma was born into a family of factory workers. He had a pretty rough upbringing, with one incident after another occurring all throughout his childhood. When he was about 3 years old, he actually caused an accident where he stopped highway traffic and started a traffic jam when he rode his tricycle out into the middle of the highway.
Okay, I want to note, I watched this like halfway through because I like, first off, I was genuinely curious. This has to work with what she has. What a hero. I work very hard. Thank you. I apologize. I can't use my little expressions because my hotkeys are my number pad keys, and it seems like everything is situated to the number pad. But anyway, we're off subject. When I first heard about this, I'm like, he really did that? He like messed up traffic riding his tricycle out there. How did that man not die then and there? Like, God said, nah, nah, he's fine. He's cool. I see him becoming a lawyer. Maybe he'll become like a doctor. He'll change the world. Yeah, he sure did, alright. He changed the world. And it wasn't in a good way. Anyway. Here you go, guys.
In school, he was bullied by the other kids stronger than him, so he took to bullying the kids weaker than himself, starting to take steps towards becoming a serial killer as quickly as he could. He began killing small animals as well. He was known to take cats, roll them up in newspaper, and burn them to death. Takuma had a pretty hard time with his mother from the very beginning. She didn't really shy away from telling him that she hated him or that she wished she would have aborted him. She would refuse to give him milk after he was born for quite a while.
Jeez, man. God, Mom. Jeez. She's like, I know you're gonna be flipping a nightmarish spawn of death and suffering. I'm not gonna give you any milk until you behave yourself. And he never did. Discovering that a traffic jam was caused by a tricycle is ridiculous. I know. It sounds pretty ridiculous, but it was true, yes. It was pretty true. Anyway.
She would leave the housework to her husband and just kind of do nothing. While growing up, she would often tell Takuma, "I wish you were never born." And he continued being awful all the way into middle school. He was bullying the weaker kids more and more. After one incident, he was forced to talk to the counselors. He there revealed that he had been putting his semen into the lunchboxes of a girl he fancied.
No! I wasn't even paying attention to that when it was playing the first time. Oh, God. Maybe having underwanted children is frustrating, but the poor child isn't at fault. Yeah, that's true. That is true. You shouldn't blame the child for your own mistakes, you know? But God's sakes, man, this dude was effed up. He was very effed up. Can we just take a moment? This man has been really weird with women from the moment he was like very young. Like even his own mother could not tolerate him. That's pretty bad. It's pretty messed up. But I think maybe, I don't know. Thinking about it, I'm thinking maybe his mom may have been the reason why he acts like he really wants attention and like affection from women. It's because he never got any. I wonder if maybe that's why he acts like he doesn't know how to act around women. It's because his mom never really gave him that attention. Anyway. Ugh.
For as long as he could remember, he dreamed of joining the self-defense force, pretty much the military of Japan. He kind of let all this go to his head, somehow. He started proclaiming to the other students that it didn't matter what he did now because he was going to be a big military man soon. When in high school, he was suspended after one of his many antics. When forced to write a written apology, he wrote that he would have the last laugh in the end, because his high school records wouldn't matter after he joined the military anyway.
What a crock of crap. This guy was like, I'm gonna be a big old military man. I'm gonna go to the military. They can't tell me. They can't say no to me, no matter what my school, what my school career looks like. They can't say no to me. I'm still going to the military. See you suckers. I'm out of here. Like, God, man. How ridiculous can you be that you think that the easiest way to, I don't know, to flipping get anywhere is by joining the military, and that, you won't have like that just because you join the military it's going to be easier on you, I think is where I'm going with that. Like, no, it's not. I've talked to military people here from the US, and it's like they go through quite some crap. So I doubt he's even made it a second without being absolutely, like, F this, I'm done. Like, the kind of guy. I could see it. The moment they said he went to the military. I'm like, he didn't make it, did he? He just did not make it through there. There's a good reason why he probably didn't make it.
It was also at this point in his life that he began to envy the wealthy, the social elites. This jealousy would soon warp into hatred. He pretty soon dropped out of high school, but he did start attending an alternative school that would allow him to work part-time while studying, but he quit that one too, so. He ended up landing a part-time job in a gas station and continued to work there until he was 18. Upon being of age, he actually did join the self-defense force. He was there for 2 years until he was discharged. The reason for his discharge was stated as he was harboring a high school girl that had run away from home and was having sexual relations with her.
Bleh. Bleh. I respect everyone who dedicates to the military, but I don't respect the institution of military in general. I respect. I think the military. If you want to go to the military or you want to go to the army or anything like that, good on you. That's tough, and you'd have to have a lot of dedication, determination. A lot of you kind of like grow up fast there. You age fast when you're in the military. So like it takes a lot of dedication, a lot of courage, I guess is the best word I can use when you're in the military. The only thing that I don't like is that here in the US, if you're a veteran or anything like that, good luck finding a job because it's tough for them, especially here. He really can't. He can't flipping stop. He's like a rat, man. He just doesn't know when to quit. Little rodent man. Look at him. Rodent man. God. Can't stand him. What a jerk. Seriously. Awful. Awful stuff.
After his dismissal, he began working as a truck driver for a shipping company, and as a mover, and as tens of other kinds of drivers. He would usually quit these jobs within a week or two, but there were a couple of occasions where he would last like half a year. His mental health was in a rapid decline as his home life got worse and worse. He would get violent with his family, abusing them and injuring them. Repeating his largest feat as a kid, he got on the highway facing the wrong direction and held up traffic, just to be a dick.
He's like, happy anniversary of me being out in the middle of traffic for no reason. Why, man? Why? Also, I want to note, because in Japan, they don't really talk about mental health in Japan. I think they see it as like a weakness, which is a problem, especially here in 2022 when mental health is already pretty bad, or people's mental health is pretty bad right now, especially with the C word. But yeah, Japan is one of those places that, like, you got a mental illness, yeah, we don't want you talking about that. Don't talk about that. Like, it's that kind of thing. Like, either you're okay or you're gonna be put in like a psychiatric ward. Like, you gotta pick one. It's kind of one of those things. And it sucks, but it's sadly kind of true, unfortunately.
Takuma's father was a very angry man, violent to the whole household. It grew to the point where Takuma hated his father so much that he would contemplate murdering him in his sleep with a kitchen knife.
He should have done that. This picture. What the frick is this picture? He should have done it, man. He would have saved so many children. He may have went to jail or whatever, but he would have saved so many children. I'm telling you. Would have been perfect. Sorry, anyway.
Kitchen knife. Foreshadowing. His relationship with his father was further damaged when he was dismissed from the military. They even got into a scuffle where Takuma's father beat him with a rock. The next year he began working for an apartment management company. During this time, he was known to steal money from different families' apartments until he finally barged into the room of a young girl and raped her. It was at this point that his mom, fucking finally, took him to see a psychiatrist. He was understandably...
You're right, I'm sorry. You are right. I stopped myself like, God, that's not okay to say. But, think about it. He would have saved how many children from the trauma and death they would have faced. Some of those kids would still be alive today if Takuma hadn't done what he did. You know, it's like a butterfly effect, but in a very big, intense way. As in, you completely remove the butterfly from the problem. But like I said, it's an awful thing. I don't know. I laugh because I'm awkward, but it's an awful thing. It really is. But I mean, like, am I wrong on that? Like, obviously, I don't want to wish death upon him. That's pretty awful. Like, that's just as bad, but like, I mean, it could have changed a lot of things if that actually happened. Not saying that he should have. Well, I probably did and I forgot, but he could have. Sorry.
Admitted. During his stay at the hospital, he decided to escape by jumping from the window of the 5th floor room, suffering severe injuries with some...
Sorry, I meant to press my unmute button. What the freak, man? What the
fearing that he might even die.
What?
He was diagnosed with a pretty bad case of schizophrenia.
How has this man lived for this long?
He wrote a letter to his mother. In the letter, he stated that he had jumped from the window to evade the police who were investigating his rape charges. He also stated that he wanted to die that way as one last kind of FU to his parents, being a spectacle and all. Being that this was his first offense, that the police knew of, he was sentenced to 3 years in prison. For 3 years, he would stay in a juvenile prison in Nara. Once out, he went through a series of local government jobs, including being a bus driver and being a garbage truck driver. Once he went through enough driving jobs again, he began working at Ikejiri Elementary School as a janitor. He continued to drive off and on during this period. One day, while driving the bus, using a woman's nasty perfume as an excuse, he punched her and faced disciplinary action. At the school...
It's like cause and effect. You hit a woman, you're gonna get in trouble for that. It's like he doesn't understand, or he didn't understand, that if you do something and it's bad, you're gonna get the end, like the blunt end of the stick, man. You gotta stop. But he kept going, and now he's not here anymore because of his stupidity. I don't know what to say about it, alright?
He mixed tranquilizers into the coffee of several of the teachers, sending them to the hospital, and he ended up facing off against the police once again. However, he was found to have no sense of responsibility and no action was taken. When asked exactly why he tranquilized the teachers, he said, "The teachers ignore me. I don't get along with my family, so I wanted to lash out against those with human relations." He would continue taking driving job after driving job after driving job, all the way up until 2000 when he started driving a taxi. And during this time, he would assault a bellhop in a hotel, breaking his nose for reasons unknown. He was also kicked out of several apartments during this time, usually the reason being that he would just chuck his garbage out the window and into the street. Like that was a normal thing you do. His hatred...
Again, I'm gonna say, in Japan, they're very clean. They're very, strict about their trash. So the fact that he's throwing his trash out the flipping window is like him saying, F you, I don't care, here you go, all my crap is going out the window and you can't tell me what to do. You can't stop me. I'm going to keep doing it and you can't say no. I'm going to just keep, fight the man and just throw stuff out the window. Like, that's the most effed up thing you can do, I think, in Japan without actually, causing any violence, is throwing trash out the flipping window. It still hurts something. It hurts the environment. But he does it anyway, because he's Takuma, so, that's what he does. Sorry.
towards society grew and grew during this time. He voluntarily checked into a mental hospital at this time for depression, but he left the very next day without explanation. On the morning of June 8th, 2001, when Takuma was supposed to be in court for his assault case on the bellhop, he was instead spotted recklessly driving up into the parking lot of Ikeda Elementary School. After screeching to a violent stop in the parking lot, he just waited in his car for quite some time. The few witnesses in the area had a feeling that something bad was about to go down, but didn't act on it. 40 minutes later, Takuma burst into the school, breaking into one of the second-grade classrooms straight ahead. He ran around like a maniac, slashing and stabbing anyone he could reach, both teachers and students. He then ran out of the room and into the second-grade classroom next door, continuing his assault.
Oh my god, just seeing the map is awful. So, I'm gonna guess the line is where he, walked through? That's awful, man. That's really awful. What an awful human being, man. Mind you, this is an elementary school. An elementary school with little kids. Little kids. When I imagine an elementary school in Japan, I think these are actually kindergartners that I'm thinking of, but just the little ones with the little blue the little blue dress thing that they have, with the little buttons on it and the little collar or whatever, and then the little yellow rain hat. So cute, little kids with the little yellow boots. Just cute little kids. Just, when they walk together to school and stuff. It's so cute. And then you think of, you see this and you're just like, my God, what kind of animal are you to go and harm, these kids? That's awful. That's really awful. I'm absolutely, stunned and appalled by that. I know I've been over here, awkwardly laughing for the past few times, and I do it now, but in all honesty, that's awful. It's the suckiest thing of all this is he felt no remorse, no shame, no nothing. He died thinking that he left because he stuck it to the man and he's disrespected his parents and everything. But in reality, he hurt many families. He's harmed many families in different ways. He's killed children. He's assaulted women. He's punched a bellhop person. I'm going to guess it's a guy. Even a woman. He's done a lot of awful things. And in the end of it, he's like, it's whatever. I got my wish, so I'm out of here. It's really sucky, but unfortunately it's true.
Once more, he headed toward the next second-grade classroom and continued even further. 7 of the second-grade girls that he attacked would all die. Leaving this room, he ran straight down the hall and into the room at the very end. In this first-grade classroom, he would continue his assault, where he would fatally stab and kill one first-grade boy. During this, he killed 8 students in total, and further stabbed and injured another 13 students and 2 teachers.
Look at these kids. I'm sorry, my nose is stuffed. I was trying to blow my nose, but look at these kids. Look at the little boy. Oh my God. I'm absolutely heartbroken. Look at these sweet kids. These are just sweet little kids who did nothing wrong. Look at that. They were innocent in this whole thing and they got killed for it. They did nothing. I wonder if when he was about to be executed, if in the most deep bottom of his heart he felt remorse. Man, I bet you he was probably like, F this crap, I'm out. He literally probably said, nah, I've done my part, I'm out of here, Because he was like, I'm sorry, I almost blew my nose while I was on the mic. It seemed like he just okay, I've done what I wanted to do. Time to send me to death. I'm ready to go. Let's go. What time is it? It's too late. We need to go. I'm ready to go. God said, take me now. Like, he was that kind of guy. So, I mean, if he did, then it was a little too late. He had every chance to turn himself around, and if the fact that he was standing right there, you know, eyes on what could eventually kill him, then that's pretty sad that he, you know, was worried about his own life over, you know, these 8 kids. These are 8 children, man. That's awful. It really is. Mind you, I'm not saying that in a way that makes it seem like I'm mad at you or nothing. It's nothing like that. But yeah, he, like, look at these innocent kids, man. That, and then they're looking at that little boy. Oh my god. Like, these are sweet little kids, man.
Takuma was then taken down by the principal and several other teachers who tackled him to the ground and restrained him. Takuma was caught red-handed and arrested during the act. At the moment he stabbed his last victim, he yelled, "Ah, fuck it," and dropped his weapon to the ground, being an ordinary kitchen knife. According to a lot of witnesses at the time, Takuma was in sort of a foggy, confused mental state, saying things like, "I've never been to that school," despite being in the school, and telling the cops that he had stabbed 1,000 people on the way over on the train when he had driven. When asked why he had done it, Takuma stated, "I thought that, if I attack the children of the social elites, I'll definitely get the death penalty." He had been wanting to kill himself for quite some time, but had been unable to go through with it. He also expressed his hatred for the elite and their children. However, upon his arrest, Takuma appeared to be pretending to be a severely mentally handicapped person. However, during his trial, he was evaluated by a psychiatrist and found to not have schizophrenia, but a paranoid delusional personality disorder instead. However, he was determined to know right from wrong and understand the consequences of his actions. On the contrary, it was also said that, during the time of the incident itself, he had the self-restraint levels of someone only either 2 or 3 years old.
No, he knew what he was doing. He knew. He flipping knew. You know what? That makes me mad. He knew what the freak he was doing. He knew. Because he was like, you know, I flipping hate my community. I hate my culture. I'm gonna say F you to that. I don't want to be here anymore. Time to take me and die. Woo! Time to go. I'm ready. Let's go. Like, this man makes me so mad. And after seeing the pictures of the little kids, makes me even more angry. But, first off, I don't think he had the restraint of a 2 or 3-year-old. I think he probably had the restraint of an adult, but he was probably just all kinds of messed up that he didn't even, like, he has no self-control. And that doesn't mean that he's got the control of a 2 or 3-year-old. I definitely don't think so. So that his defense can say whatever they want, but it's, no. Apologies, my gecko's humidifier came on, but I also think that he knows very well what he's doing. He knew what he was doing. He knew it was wrong, but he did it anyway. Why? Because he was rebellious. He didn't care. He didn't want to, he didn't want to live by anyone's standards. He was doing his own thing, and it was the awful way to go. And he took it out on these kids. He's angry at the world, and he took it out on some kids. It's like, why? Why would you do that? That's so awful. Anyway, I'm sorry. Oh my freaking gosh. I know. Awful.
During the time of the crime, Takuma stated that he was on Seroquel, an antipsychotic drug, Paxil, an antidepressant, and lormetazepam, a sleeping pill. In his home, Takuma had a wide variety of antipsychotics and sleeping medications. Police seized about 200 different kinds of pills from his home. Although, at the time of his arrest, his drug test didn't show any signs of tranquilizers. Upon this discovery, Takuma plainly stated, "Sorry, I wasn't on drugs."
What a flipping jerk. His mental disorders blurred him, but he was definitely a hateful being. He was very hateful. I think he honestly was like, no, F this. If I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out the way I want. And that's what he did. He took some people with him while he was at it, which is really awful. But yeah, maybe his mental disorders may have caused some like, you know, what do you call it? Some like, I don't know what you call it, but it may have caused some issues and stuff with his thought process. But I 100% believe that he had this mindset that he was going to cause fear and, you know, trauma, and he's always been like this. It seems like from the moment he was very young to even that death row, he just had this idea that he was going to strike fear no matter where he was, and that he was just going to do whatever he wanted because he's a rebel and he thinks that he can get away with whatever. And then when they catch him, and he's just like, okay, time to die. That was it, you know. I'm wondering if maybe it's just the way he was raised. It may have been the way he was raised. Not excusing, you know, what he did, but it may have been just how he was raised up. You know, his mom didn't want him. His dad was abusive and awful. You know, both parents were just not okay in any means. He was pretty much taking care of himself. He was just and to make things worse, he was a rotten child and a rotten teen. You know, even up to, you know, before he died, he was just rotten all around. He might have just grown spiteful, but it seemed like he just did not have a good start. It was not a good start, not a good outcome.
I lied. He then went on to state that he had wanted to become a copycat killer following the Shimonoseki Station incident, another knife spree killing that took place a few years prior, but also that he wanted to atone for his life. And he continued to maintain that he wanted to atone genuinely for quite a while. Although saying later, it was better than saying nothing at all. What I had really intended to do was call out 4 of the bereaved families by name and chew them out. He expressed that he should have used gasoline and burned the children, as he could have killed a lot more that way. He was given the death penalty. Upon getting the sentence, he blew up in anger, yelling, "The death sentence? Even though I was on such good behavior this whole time?"
Shut the freak up! Shut up, you... I am raged. I am livid. How dare you? Oh, I get the death penalty even though I was on good behavior. F you. No. No. Death. Goodbye. That was it. Gone. Don't you start this bullcrap when I was on good behavior. So stabbing 8 children was good behavior? No, I don't think it is, sir. Have a good day. I want to be like Judge Judy. Have a good day, sir. Have a good day.
And
bye.
Was then taken out by a jailer. Takuma actually began to demand reparations for his suffering and mental anguish while in jail. He even called out the then Minister of Justice at the time and generally just kind of threw a fit for like 6 months. Takuma came into contact with an activist who opposed the death penalty, a young woman, He ended up exchanging a lot of letters with her and got married while incarcerated.
Oh, no.
Another woman, a married woman from the Aichi prefecture, began corresponding with him as well and confessing her love to him as well.
I mean, did he want the oof sentence or not? Exactly. What do you want from us, man? Do you want to go or not? I'm just so confused. You're sending out mixed signals. I think he was messing with us. I think he was messing with them. Ah, the death penalty. You know, he probably said that in the most sarcastic tone a Japanese man with that kind of attitude would say. He had to be. Like, you know how, like, how your dad would be like, you're grounded for a week. You know, no television, no video games, whatever. Oh, well, that's lovely. Man, it almost feels like you should give me a harsher sentence. Man. You know, like sarcastic jerk. That's the kind of guy I think when I hear, you know, man, the death penalty, man, and after I had all this good behavior, ooh, like, you piece of crap. Alright, you know.
On September 14th in 2004, Mamoru Takuma was executed by hanging. His execution came very quickly by Japanese standards, just like he wanted, as many criminals spend a lot more time on death row. His last words were, "Tell my wife I said thank you," thanking his wife for her support, but never once offering any sort of apology to the families of the victims. Takuma's brother actually ended up killing himself after the incident. His mother was admitted into a mental hospital until her death in 2016. Takuma's father became even more of an angry, violent drunk, now blaming every single problem in his life up until this point on his son. Takuma said that he wished his father would have just killed himself, too.
Man. So, what happens is, imagine falling in love with that guy, how, you know what, I believe it. I believe that stuff would happen, because, first off, let me just say here now, when it comes to people who are in prison, especially for like life or a death sentence, you know, because you know, you don't expect them to get out of jail or prison anytime soon. You don't expect them to get out anytime soon. So when he, you know, that since he's in there, you know, this woman is just like, you know, I'm kind of interested in dating this guy. You know, he's not going anywhere. Might as well, right? There are women like that. They find, I don't know what it is. I guess they find the thrill in it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if they had heard that guy was getting out, they don't know him. They don't know anything about him. They don't know. They totally cut ties with him in total. Like, it is just one of those things where girls are like, ooh, you're a bad guy. I could totally fix you, you know. No. Once they find out that he's out, like getting out or something, gone. They're not here. Who's he? I don't know him. My name, it's not Miranda, it's Mindy. It's Mindy. It's totally not Miranda. Who's Miranda? I don't know her. It's one of those things. Anyway, sorry.
The kids that Takuma killed were given honorary graduation certificates along with their classmates when they normally would have graduated a few years later. A lot of people felt that the response times of both the police and the ambulances were far too slow, and that hospitals weren't even notified of the incident until the injured were already there.
Oh.
Measures were taken to improve communication between the police and the schools, and to make the schools safer by putting measures in place to keep track of outsiders entering and exiting the school.
I also forgot to mention, because I went on a talk, because I saw Lactose Free's comment, but I also want to note that the reason why the son, like why his brother, his mom, and his dad, like, declined in health, mentally and physically, and why even the brother, unalived himself. Like bad guys too, but not murderers or psychopaths. Yeah, exactly. I don't understand it either, but apparently girls are into that. Or guys even. Like, some people are weird, man. They're weird like that. But you can write to them like pen pals, like the murderers and convicts and stuff. You can write to them. It's really weird. But anyway, so the reason why they were going on a decline, I guess I had learned, at some point, in Japan, if one of your family members becomes sort of like a murderer or ends up in jail or something, then the whole family gets shamed. So it's not just that one person, the whole family gets it. So the mom, the dad, and the brother probably all got treated pretty poorly after he was arrested and put on the death sentence. So that's probably why they kind of declined over time. It's not like people in the States or in other countries where, one bad apple is not going to mean the whole tree is bad. Although that's not saying that's true or anything, because, there are stories out there of, like, brothers, murdering, and then, entire families being a part of it, and, you never know. But, yeah, that's the explanation for that.
The idea of people with mental health disorders being found unfit to stand trial and being forgiven from their crimes became a huge debate. Takuma had actually had a lot of crimes in his record just wiped off because of his mental health issues, leaving his new employers completely unaware of all that he had done until this point. New laws were put into place in order to get more medical care and rehabilitation for those with severe mental illness. A lot of kids after the crime were left with PTSD, naturally. A lot were also left with survivor's guilt, mainly teachers who felt like they could have done a little more to stop the crime as it was happening. The mentally ill were also kind of victimized in the media for a while after this, and it actually led to a spike in suicides in the mentally ill. I know this was a pretty dark case, being about mass child murder, it's just probably gonna be. But thanks for watching the video anyway, I really appreciate it. This channel is still pretty new, so...
Oh, sorry. I was about to say something and then I realized, I muted my mic. Whoops. So yeah, hold on a second. Totally professional. So yeah, like I said, if you want to check out, that video, I do have it linked in the description. Also check out more Dire Trip stuff. I recently found them and they have some pretty interesting stuff. They got some unique, stories and stuff that not a lot of people talk about. So I would definitely recommend them for sure. They even had one murder case that I had never heard about, and it was pretty messed up. But yeah, so I hate that guy. My God, just every moment of that whole ordeal was just me being like, what the heck? What the heck? Ah, bruh, what? But yeah, that was Takuma. And the ending thoughts on him. You guys already know. I don't like the guy. He gives off bad vibes. Very bad vibes. Ow, ow. Jail time. Ow, ow. Go. I can't say death because then it's bad. Ow, ow. Jail. Jail for you, sir. Ow, ow. What the heck? But yeah, what he did was a really awful thing to do. I do think what the community did for the children though was very sweet. That's why I was like, oh, it's really sweet. Giving them an early graduation, it's very sweet, very, very sweet. And I hope that the families of those children are doing well, or at least doing better. I do send out my condolences and, just parting thoughts to them. That is very, sad and unfortunate. But anywho, I am going to get some more to drink, and then when we come back, I won't be long. I'll probably be like maybe 2-3 minutes or something. I'm just gonna go run and get me some more tea. But when we come back, we're gonna go on to the next case. It'll be Diane Downs. This one's also someone murdering children type of case, but it's a little bit different. So why do I pick the ones about children? Oh man, next time, y'all, I'm gonna go over some adult murder cases, okay? No more children cases, okay? No more. I'm sorry. They make me feel so angry, though. It's like, how could you hurt children? You know? How could you hurt children at all? Like, what the heck? They don't deserve it. You know, they don't know better. Some of them really don't know better. They're too young to know. Having a mental illness in a conservative society is painful. It is pretty bad. It really is. And it's even worse when the community of such a place, you know, victimizes, or is it victimize? Well, they said victimize, but it's bad when they villainize it, you know? Exactly. Nothing can stop crimes. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go get a drink. You guys take it easy for a sec. I will be right back, okay? Okay. Be right back. Oh my gosh, I'm back. Ooh, my goodness. Let's see. I'm back. Let's see. Lactose free. I had depression in elementary school and it was generally the worst. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry. I'm sure that was really awful. I'm very sorry to hear that. You're okay. Don't worry about it. It's alright. Sometimes we just need to get that off our chests, you know? Sometimes we just need to talk about it, you know? Whether it's in a chat or messages or something, sometimes we just need to talk about it. I got my drink. Binks was being a sneaky thing and trying to get into the office again. She's been really awful with the office these past couple of days because she wants to terrorize the gecko. She's realized there's a gecko in there again. Hello, Nectus-Free. Welcome. I forgot what key it was. Welcome. I got my tea. Got some ice in it. Some tea. And I'm relaxed and ready to go. Just a reminder to y'all. If you look in the description, in memory of a child who was murdered about 2 years ago, Takoda Collins, I have listed 2 nonprofit charities in the description. If you would like to help them out in any way, I'm not associated. I'm not saying that I've worked with a deal with them or anything. I just listed them because I thought those were the best choices. In memory of Takoda. Takoda was a young boy who was unfortunately murdered by his biological father, who was an awful man. Oh my god, it was awful. I would not recommend looking into that case unless you got a strong stomach for it, because it even made me like stop watching in general. Just watching the interrogation video was just flipping horrendous. Hello, Binks. Please stop terrorizing the gecko. Exactly. She's been really bad today. She's been bad today. Yeah, because I caught her earlier on the top of the gecko's tank. Like, what the heck, girl? But, yeah. So if you want to check in the description, I have, I gotta look again. In the description, I have linked Together We Rise, which is a nonprofit charity that helps children in foster care. And then I have Savethechildren.org, which is a very well-known charity. It helps children worldwide, helping them get the things they need, such as food, clothes, education, whatever they may need to help them live a healthy life, thriving life, which is always good. Right now they're working with helping kids in Ukraine and Afghanistan, so if you feel like you want to help with that in some way, go and check them out. And I believe, I keep forgetting the gosh darn name. Together We Rise actually has merchandise as well, where all the proceeds will go to helping kids. But you can also just make a donation, and you can actually make it to a specific thing. So like, it looks like they have certain projects and stuff. So like, you can help them make superhero boxes and scholarships. It looks like there's one for Disney, so maybe they'll do something Disney related. It looks like there's one for teen bags. I think that's for something like helping them get something they need to hold their stuff, things like that. There's even like an emergency fund, so there's like important stuff in here. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. It looks like we can probably even leave a comment, so if you want to leave it, in memory of Takoda Collins, you can. This is just something I wanted to do. The case hit me in such a way that I just didn't feel right just watching. I wanted to, in some way, do something positive in his memory, because it sounded like there wasn't a lot of people there for him which is really unfortunate and heartbreaking. Like, even his biological mom wasn't really all there, so it was just a very unfortunate life for that boy. So I thought this would be the best way to help. But anywho, let's talk about more murder. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the next story. I know it's very sad. It's very unfortunate, lactose free. But anywho, we're gonna be talking about the next case, which is for Diane Downs. Diane Downs is a horrible woman. She is manipulative, she's narcissistic, and she's flipping nuts. Alright? Let me just say that. This woman actually comes from the US. And she's got quite the story, man. This is quite the story. Especially about her prison life. Just reading it up here. But she was born in August 7th, 1955. And then she was arrested in February 28th, 1984. Trying to read through some of this. I didn't even know. Yeah, exactly. It's pretty messed up. It says Elizabeth Diane Fredrickson Downs, that's quite a mouthful, born August 7th, is an American convicted murderer. She shot her 3 children, killing one, and then told police a stranger had attempted to carjack her and had shot the children. She was convicted in 1984 and sentenced to life in prison. Downs briefly escaped in 1987 and was recaptured. She is the subject of a book by Anne Rule and a made-for-TV movie based upon it, both called Small Sacrifices. She was denied parole in December 2008 and again in December 2010. This woman is nuts. She's flipping crazy. Did you guys hear this though? She actually escaped prison and they caught her again and put her back in. Apparently she got 5 more years for it, which is flipping good for them. Good job. Give her more years because she's stupid. Like, ridiculous. Come on now, girl. Seriously, this ain't no drama. I swear to God, she makes it sound like it's some kind of, like she's in some big movie. Like, she's so stupid. But yeah, let me just tell you now, there's gonna be a lot of drama. There's gonna be a lot of, just a lot of, love triangle, romantic nonsense going on. It is going to be absolutely crazy. Anyway, here's some early life. Elizabeth Diane Fredrickson was born in Phoenix, Arizona, to Wes and Willadine Fredrickson on August 7th, 1955. Man, they should have went with another W. Then you would have three people in a family with W's. That'd be great. She alleges that her father did a bad thing to her when she was a child. Of course she would. She felt like a character in a movie, but truly she's a monster. She's got main character syndrome. That's what it is. She thinks she's the main character. She graduated from Moon Valley High School in Phoenix, where she met her future husband, Steve Downs. After high school, she enrolled at Pacific Coast Baptist Bible College in Orange, California. Oh yeah, by the way, her parents were extremely religious. They were very religious. They did not approve of the guy she was dating, which is Steve. I think they're gonna say it eventually, but she eloped with Downs, I believe. And there was a whole bunch of back and forth. like, just between, you know, her being like, oh, I'm going back to my parents, and oh, I'm coming back, and, you know, back and forth. And she's a very dramatic woman. She was very dramatic. It was all about her and nobody else. Anyway. After high school, okay, I already said that. But after a year was expelled for promiscuity, what? And returned to her parents' home. On November 13th, 1973, she married Steve Downs. They were divorced in 1980, about a year after the birth of Stephen Danny Downs, the first child. So, I guess from what I understood, I watched somebody else's, like, talk about this, or watched someone else talk about it, but apparently she had this child because, of course, being a narcissist, she thought this would bring her more attention, you know, all this stuff, because people would be worrying over her, and, you know, oh, you're pregnant, don't worry about it, we can do this for you, we got this for you, you know, this kind of stuff. Yeah, exactly. No, I have to be the victim, obviously. But, yeah, it didn't quite work out, because, once the baby was born, she did not want anything to do with this child. But, anywho. Downs was employed by the United States Postal Service assigned to mail routes in the city of Cottage Grove, Oregon, before her 1983 arrest and trial. She was a mail woman? She was a mailman? What? Man, the more you know. This is a small world we live in. What in the world? By accounts of friends, acquaintances, neighbors, and eventually by their surviving daughter, Christy, Diane Downs was an unfit parent who put everything before her children and was especially cruel to Cheryl, who told a neighbor of her grandparents shortly before her death that she was afraid of her mother. Oh, man. Man. This is... Oh. Okay, so the murder. On May 19th, 1983, this music does not fit whatever I'm talking about. Hold on a second. Maybe we'll turn on reminiscence. We'll turn it back on again. There we go. Cause I'm not really feeling the vibe right now with that. So I read that. Downs shot her 3 children: Stephen Daniel, born 1979, Cheryl Lynn, born 1976, and Christy Ann, born 1974. Downs drove the children in a blood-splattered car to Mackenzie Williamette Hospital. There was a blood splatter all over the inside of the car, but not on Diane. On arrival at the hospital, Cheryl was already dead. Oh man. Downs herself had been shot in the left forearm. Downs claimed she was carjacked on a rural road near Springfield, Oregon by a strange man who shot her and her 3 children. Investigators became suspicious because they decided her manner was too calm for a person who had experienced such a traumatic event. Yeah, oh my god, indeed. Their suspicions heightened when Downs went for the first time to see Christy, who was unable to speak after suffering a stroke. Man, was Christy the one that... Oh, Cheryl. Cheryl was already dead. Okay. Wow. And I speak after suffering a stroke. Christy's eyes glazed over with apparent fear and her heart rate jumped dramatically. They also discovered that immediately on arriving at the hospital, Downs had called Robert Knickerbocker, a married man and former colleague in Arizona, with whom she had been having an affair. Okay, so I did listen in on some of this as well. Apparently she had this thing for another guy. This is why she left her ex-husband, was because she had this big thing with another guy, which, by the way, nobody really knows if Robert Knickerbocker is his actual name. I'm just gonna call him Robert, because that last name's a mouthful. But nobody really knows if his name was Robert or Lou. So they may both be anonymous names, just to protect his privacy, which is fair, but also like, what the heck? She had such a thing for this man, to the point that, sorry, I'm trying to think. I was reading the rest of the way down. But, she had such a thing for this man that she literally would do anything for him. And that included, getting her children out of the picture. Yeah, she shot those kids because she thought that they were in the way. Like, they were in the way of her getting some, apparently. When in reality, Robert was saying, I'm married. I'm happily married, actually. I shouldn't have been doing this with you. You know, he told his wife, and his wife was kind of understanding of the whole situation. You know, she was like, okay, you know, I understand. But he really tried to leave, like, remove himself from her life or whatever. Like, he was trying to separate himself from this woman, this crazy woman. And she was not having it. I think even to a point where she was, like, sending letters to him, or, like, sending something to his wife, saying, like, oh, you could, you know, he could have children with me, you know, he could never be with you, stuff like that. It was just really awful stuff. Man. Jeez, man. It was nuts. It was just nuts. Again, having unwanted children may be difficult and frustrating, but oh my flipping god. Exactly. What the heck? She was originally having them just for the attention, but I think eventually down the road she was having them just so she could, you know, keep certain guys around, you know? Like, the thing with, like, Robert, she was like, I forget what it was. I think he was like, oh, she was trying, yeah, that's right, I remember now. She was trying to get him to get her pregnant without, like, you know, saying anything. She was trying, though. And he knew what was going on, so he just stopped that right then and there, because he knew that she would use that against him and blackmail him with it. So that was awful. But, yeah, she was an awful woman. She used those kids for her own benefits, and not just because she wanted to have kids. There are some people that should not have kids at all, and she's one of them. But anyways, where was I? The forensic evidence... Oh my god, I cannot speak. Sorry, I've been speaking all day. The forensic evidence did not match Downs' story. There was no blood on the driver's side of the car, nor was there any gunpowder residue on the driver's panel. Knickerbocker was also, was also reported to the police that Downs had stalked him and seemed willing to kill his wife if it meant that she could have him to herself. Yeah, she was nuts. Robert stated that he was relieved that Downs had left for Oregon and he was able to reconcile with his wife. Downs did not tell police she owned a .22 caliber handgun, but both Steve Downs, her ex-husband, and Robert, her ex-lover, said she did own one. Investigators later discovered she bought the handgun in Arizona, and although they were unable to find the actual weapon, they found unfired casings in her home with extractor markings from the same gun that shot the children. Most damaging, witnesses saw Downs' car being driven very slowly toward the hospital at an estimated speed of 5 to 7 miles per hour, contradicting Downs' claim that she drove to the hospital at high speed after the shooting. Based on this and additional evidence, Downs was arrested 9 months after the event, on February 28, 1984, and charged with murder in 2 counts of each of attempted murder and criminal assault. Man. So prosecution. Prosecutors argued that Downs shot her children to be free of them so she could continue her affair with Robert, who let it be known that he did not want children in his life. Much of the case against Downs rested on the testimony of surviving daughter Christy, who, once she recovered her ability to speak, described how her mother shot all 3 children while parked at the side of the road and then shot herself in the arm. Christy was 8 years old at the time of the murder and 9 years old at the time of the trial. Downs was found guilty on all charges on June 17, 1984, and sentenced to life in prison plus 50 years. Psychiatrists diagnosed Downs with narcissistic, histrionic, and antisocial personality disorders. Most of their sentences to be served consecutively. The judge made it clear that he did not wish Downs to ever regain her freedom. Whew. Yeah, I wouldn't either, man. I really wouldn't either. She will use what she has to her benefit, and that'll just mean more children get more trauma. It just doesn't work. Aftermath. The surviving children eventually went to live with one of the prosecutors of the case. Wait, all of them? Fred Hughey. He and his wife Joanne adopted them in 1984. Prior to her arrest and trial, Downs became pregnant with a 4th child and gave birth a month after her 1984 trial to a girl she named Amy. 10 days before her sentencing, the baby was seized by the state of Oregon and adopted soon after. She was renamed Rebecca Becky Babcock. My God. 50 more years, as if life in prison wasn't enough. You gotta add on to all that crazy. Downs escaped from the Oregon Women's This is why. Downs escaped from the Oregon Women's Correctional Center of the Oregon Department of Corrections, that's a mouthful, on July 11th, 1987, and was recaptured in Salem, Oregon, my God, on July 21st. She received a 5-year sentence for the escape. God, woman. After her escape, she was housed in the New Jersey Department of Corrections Clinton Correctional Institutions in 1994. After serving 10 years, Downs has transferred to the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. While in prison, Downs has earned an associate's college degree in general studies. As of 2010, she is located in the Valley State Prison for Women. How did she earn a degree? What? Why does she need a degree for? What is she going to use that for? What? Author Anne Rule wrote the book Small Sacrifices in 1987, detailing the life of Downs, a made-for-TV movie called Small Sacrifices, starring Farrah Fawcett as Downs, was released in 1989. Oh my God, I can't speak. Diane Downs' last child, born shortly after her child concluded, appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show on October 22nd, 2010, and 2020, July 1st, 2011. Wow. That's nuts. What? Wow. So, the last child, the child that was born, that was seized from her, that was named Rebecca, apparently was on some talk shows about it. In her life. Of course she's gonna use that degree in her life of prison. Yeah, that's, oh my God. This woman was nuts. Parole hearing. I'm just trying to read some of this. The dangerous offender. Okay, so Downs' sentence makes her eligible for parole consideration after serving 25 years. Under Oregon law, as a dangerous offender, she will be eligible for a parole consideration hearing every 2 years until she is released or dies in prison. So she'll be considered for parole after 25 years. Well, how long has she been? She's been in there since 1984, right? Well, I don't know if it counts after her escape, but let's see. 1984, 94, 2004, 2014. That's like 30 years now. Over 30 years. She's been around for a while. Oh my god. Let's see. In her first application for parole in 2008, Downs reaffirmed her innocence. Over the years, oh god, she said, "I have told you and the rest of the world that a man shot me and my children. I have never changed my story." Downs' first parole hearing was on December 9th, 2008. Attorney Douglas Hartzell wrote to the parole board, "Downs continues to fail to demonstrate any honest insight into her criminal behavior. Even after convictions, she continues to fabricate new versions of events under which the crimes occurred." Oh my god. She alternatively refers to her assailants as a bushy-haired stranger, 2 men wearing ski masks, or drug dealers and corrupt law enforcement officials. She keeps changing the story. The freak woman. What? That's too funny. She's like, "It was a bushy-haired stranger. No, it was 2 guys in a ski mask. No, it was a drug dealer. It's a crackhead. No." Oh my god. Imagine having the cynicism to wait 25 years to keep lying about being a soulless monster. Really? That's so ridiculous. And then she keeps changing the story. I think she just forgets what she said the last time, so she just makes something up. Because obviously the whole thing's a lie. She's lying, so she's just trying to make it up, but it's not working. Oh my god. My god. Yeah, she was denied parole. Downs faced her second parole hearing in December 10th, 2010. She was denied parole, and under new law will not be eligible for parole for another 10 years. She will have to wait to apply for parole until 2020. Oh man. So then she's probably already went through that, so she's probably been denied parole again. What the heck? I gotta look this up. Did she actually get Diane Downs parole 2020? Diane Downs is currently serving her sentence of life plus 50 years. She's still in there. What the heck? I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. I'm sure that's not the nicest thing to do, but it's just so ridiculous. Especially after hearing that she's like still fabricating her story, and it's like, oh, it was some mystery man came in and shot my children. Even though I heroically tried to protect them. Never! How dare they? Like, flipping. She's so gosh darn ridiculous. Girl, just take your gosh darn. Just take your flipping. Just take the L and go. God. Oh my god. I am glad though that I know one unfortunately passed, but I am glad that the majority of them did survive. That is good at least. I am happy to hear that. But oh my god. the world. So I don't even know. So we're gonna watch a now that we went over all of that, that was great. Now that we've went over all of that, let's go on and watch the video of I keep forgetting how to say her name, Diane Downs. Okay, let's do this. I mean, this truly is the point of asking for parole at this point. It sounds macabre, but maybe to have something occupying, just something to do. Just something to do. You know.
Diane Downs shot her 3 children and herself in the arm, then drove them all to the hospital where her 7-year-old daughter died. She claimed she was the victim of a carjacking, but that was only her first story. This is Monsters.
That's spooky. Oh, that's spooky. Ooh.
Diane brought her 3 children into the hospital on May 19, 1983 in Springfield, Oregon. She claimed that a bushy-haired stranger tried to steal her car and that he shot her and her 3 children in the process. The hospital staff and authorities could tell that something was not quite right about her story. Elizabeth Diane Fredrickson was born on August 7, 1955 in Phoenix, Arizona. Her mother, Willadine, gave birth to her when she was only 17 years old. Her father, Wes, was 25. She was the oldest of 4.
I'm sorry, what? The mom was 17. The dad was 25. That's... Either way you look at that, that's wrong. That's very wrong. Oh, no. No. Ooh, that's the shady stuff there, my friend. Oh, God. What the freak? Mind you that these are very religious people. These 2 are very religious. Extremely religious. So, it's a bit weird. That's... Yeah.
She had 2 brothers and a sister. Diane said that her mother didn't show her any attention and pretty much lived her life to please Wes. Willadine was from a fundamentalist Southern Baptist church where the idea of a wife was one that served her husband. She spent her time cleaning the house and doting on Wes, and spending time with Diane was of no importance. Wes was the disciplinarian. He set the rules and expected them to be followed, or else there were harsh consequences. Diane said that if she came home without homework, her father would make her read the dictionary. After Willadine began working a night shift at the post office, Diane said that Wes began molesting her. She would have been about 12 years old at the time. She had been a young girl who was starved for attention, but now she was getting it in a way that nobody wanted.
I realized I forgot I was wondering why it was kind of weird, but I forgot the captions. You know, I don't want to say this because some people, maybe they're telling the truth. And, it may have been that kind of household because this guy, obviously, if he was gonna, start getting it on with a 17-year-old at 25, I mean, yeah, I could see it. But let's just remember, this woman would literally fabricated how her children got shot at, and, like, she kept fabricating it. Even now, during her paroles, she was still fabricating it. Like, so I don't know whether to believe her or not. I'm gonna take whatever she says is the story of her early life with a grain of salt. I don't know if everything is true or not. Her mother may have loved her absolutely to the moon and back. And her dad may have actually been, strict, but, had a good hand or whatever. Although the fact that the dad is, like, flipping so much older than the freaking mom, to the point where it's a minor having kids with an adult is a bit, it's a bit weird. Not even just a bit, that's very weird. Ugh.
It was in 1968 that Wes was almost caught sexually abusing Diane. He would sometimes drive out to a secluded area and molest his daughter. On this particular day, he was still driving when he commanded Diane to remove her shirt and bra. She started screaming and tried to open the car door, but Wes managed to pull it closed. A state trooper had been driving behind the Fredricksons, and he pulled them over. When he asked Diane, who was hurrying to button her shirt, if she was in trouble, she lied. The trooper took Wes aside and said something that Diane couldn't hear, but from that point on, Diane was never molested by her father again. Diane met Steve Downs when she was 15 years old at Valley Moon High School. They were both in the same grade. When the couple began dating, Diane's parents didn't like him and urged her to date other boys. That only made Diane like Steve even more. Diane once said, quote, "He was everything my parents didn't like. If their life was so wrong, then what they hated should be better, so I chose Steve," end quote. After graduation, Steve joined the Navy and
I'm sorry. Okay, so I chose Steve. Just like the way you said it. I'm sorry. I'm being stupid and immature. I apologize. Okay.
left the area. In an effort to get away from her home life, Diane went to the Pacific Coast Baptist Bible College in California. While there, she said she was popular for the first time. She went to a Valentine's dance with one boy who worked up the nerve to kiss her. After that, the two had sex at the church altar, and when the school found out, she was expelled for promiscuous behavior. She had only been at school for 1 year before she returned to her hometown in Arizona.
When I read promiscuous behavior, I didn't think she was defiling an altar. What the freak, girl? What is wrong with you? Why? God. Oh no! What the heck is wrong with you? Girl, what in the world? She defiled the altar. Oh no, that's so messed up. What the? You don't have fun times in the gosh darn church. What is wrong with you? God. Oh.
Eventually, Steve was discharged from the service, and he also returned to Phoenix. Diane and Steve were married on November 13th, 1973. When Diane didn't return home to her parents' house after a date with Steve, Wes showed up to Steve's house with a shotgun and demanded the young man either marry Diane or bring her back home.
Oh.
Steve opted for marriage.
That's funny hearing that from Wes, considering the things he's done. Or at least that's what we think happened. Because this may have come from Diane's mouth and no one else's, and we know Diane's a little crazy up there. But like I said, it could be true, and we don't know. The problem is that she is a bit of, I don't know the best way to word it without sounding bad, but she's a little bit crazy. Let's just be real here. She's a little crazy. So the fact that, she's saying that her dad did these things, they could be true, considering, things we've already talked about. But, are they true? Do we ever hear these stories from the dad or anyone? Is there any other witnesses but her and the supposed, police officer? I don't think we have any other evidence to say that happened. But, like I said, it could be true and I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong, and I apologize if I am 100% wrong. Just, speculation, I guess. But I shouldn't be speculating on that anyways. I was on this it's kind of funny to see her dad come in like, you better marry this woman or send her home. You send her home. Come on, man. What is this? What are we on, a redneck country? Come on, man. Jeez. I'm sorry.
Diane said that Steve changed as soon as they were married. He was less attentive. He showed her less affection. Those were the main reasons that Diane had married Steve in the first place. She had always been looking for the attention she didn't get as a child, and she thought she had found that with Steve. Now that his attention was waning, she needed to find a new way to get the love and attention she so craved. Their first child, Christy, was born on October 7th, 1974. Diane was the subject of the first episode of Inside Edition in 1989, where she told the program that Steve didn't really want kids. Quote, I got pregnant when I wasn't allowed to. I'm not going to say he forbade me from getting pregnant, but I didn't consult him. I wanted to have children, so I got pregnant without asking permission. End quote. It turned out that Steve had wanted to wait years before starting a family, but Diane didn't, so she threw away her birth control pills. Steve had gotten noticed by a modeling agency who booked him a gig in a Gillette razor commercial.
Sorry, I was chewing on ice. Okay, before we get into the commercial thing. She pretty much conceived this child without talking. Like, I'm not saying she should ask for permission. Like, that's such an old thing to do. But she didn't at least talk with him. You know, she didn't at least, have the conversation with him. Or if she did, she completely went against what he was asking for. He's like, look, I just don't want any kids right now. We're trying to build money up right now. We don't have the funding to have kids at the moment. We'll have to build up money first. And she's like, nah, I want kids. But not because, because kids, but no, because I just want them. That's all it is. I just want them. Just because. Totally not because I want attention. No, it's not because of that. But yeah, let me just say, it's not okay to, to make these kind of decisions without talking with your partner first. Because, it could be a financial problem. It could be, relationship issues. Like, a baby's not going to make it better. It's going to make things worse. Don't do that. It could be other things. There could be some familiar stuff going on, and the baby would kind of complicated, stuff like that. Just don't make those kind of decisions without talking it out first. I don't mean you should get permission. None of that. I mean talk it out first before you make those decisions. That's that's a group, a couple thing, talk it out. Don't do what she did and be like, I'm throwing out my birth control. Bye. Kids, here I come. This woman's nuts. And then the razor commercial. I didn't even hear of this. This is nutty. I'm so flabbergasted. I have no idea what to say about that. Anyway.
Steve started getting excited at the thought of having a family now that he believed he was going to start a lucrative modeling career. Tragedy struck, though, when a car Steve was working on exploded into flames while he was underneath it. The producers of the Gillette commercial weren't willing to wait for his burns to heal, so they recast the part. Steve's modeling career ended as fast as it had begun. Shortly after, Diane decided she would add much-needed stability to the family by joining the Air Force. She packed her bags and left for basic training, but only 3 weeks later she was discharged. Steve claimed to have called some major and explained that she had a baby at home who needed her, but it's reported that she suffered from terrible blisters and actually got a medical discharge.
No, I believe both sides. I kind of do. I kind of believe both sides, but I just kind of You know, when I heard she was going to the Air Force, I'm thinking, oh no. In my head, I'm like, oh, this isn't gonna end well. I can already see what's going to happen, and then it's like, oh well, you know, Steve called and told him that she already had a baby at home that needed her, and they're like, well, it was also reported she had like blisters and stuff. She had a lot of medical stuff going on. I'm like, well, that's not what I expected, but okay. That's better than what I thought it was gonna be. I'll take that. Sure, okay.
When her plans to use the military to gain control over life failed, Diane did the only thing that she knew she could have 100% control over. She got pregnant. Cheryl was born on January 10th, 1976. Steve, not wanting any more children, offered to get a vasectomy after Cheryl was born. He made the mistake of not following up on the procedure and getting his sperm count checked afterwards. A tip for men: if you get a vasectomy, you need to go back about a month or so later to have your sperm count checked in order to ensure the procedure was successful. If not, you still may be producing sperm and...
Okay, we don't need to know about this. Yep. We don't need to know about any of that, please. Listen, we don't need that information, sir. We don't. You know what? Listen, I'm a girl. I don't need to know about that. Totally cool. If guys want to get the vasectomy or whatever, that's cool. But this is not, you know, what to do when you get a vasectomy video. This is a video on Diane Downs. Why did I pick this one? Why did I pick this video? God's sake. Gosh darn it. God. Alright. There you go, guys. If you have a vasectomy, check your sperm count. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for that. I apologize. This whole video has been a mess. Cheesy peas.
Affair, but when he went back to the doctor to check his sperm count, it was revealed that the vasectomy didn't work. It's much less common.
We don't want this video to be 18 plus. Exactly. Come on. Seriously.
Common for a vasectomy to not work nowadays, but still, always go for the follow-up. Diane opted to have an abortion. Both Steve and Diane, living in Mesa, Arizona, took jobs at the Palm Harbor Mobile Home Company, a mobile home manufacturer. While there, Diane started looking for what she referred to as a suitable donor.
Can I just say, in every gosh darn picture, this woman looks flipping mad. She looks crazy. The information will be useful in 30 years. Maybe. I don't know. Ask your doctor. I just want to say, in every flipping picture I see of this woman, she's got this crazed look on her face. She looks flipping nuts. I can't be the only one that thinks she looks a little nutty. She looks like she's got a screw loose. She looks like it so bad. And it's so... like, if I didn't know the context, you know, I could probably see it. She looks like it. You can see it in the smile, too. Ooh. Oh, my God. Please don't talk about donors. Please don't talk about donors.
She had previously asked Steve to get his vasectomy reversed so she could get pregnant again, but he refused. She wasn't the type of woman who considered that a final answer. Diane chose a 19-year-old named Russ Phillips and had an affair with the young man. It didn't take long for her to become pregnant with his baby.
No!
During her pregnancy, she experienced some bleeding and took a less active job to try to save her pregnancy. She began working in the office of the local United States Post Office. She liked the job enough, and it was less strenuous than her job at the mobile home company. She gave birth to her third child, Danny, on December 26, 1979. Steve obviously knew that the child was not his, and that's when he decided to call it quits. They were divorced in 1981. Russ loved his son, but Diane only really let him see the boy when she needed a babysitter. To Diane, he was simply a sperm donor. After the divorce, Diane lied her way into becoming a surrogate for a couple who couldn't have a baby of their own. She had lied about the health of her own pregnancies, her marijuana use, and that she had had an abortion, claiming it was a miscarriage. Some psychologists wrote that they thought she would have difficulty giving up the baby after birth, but the agency chose her to be a surrogate anyway. While she carried the baby, she had multiple affairs with married men she worked with at the Postal Service. A neighbor said that the children were not well taken care of during this time. Cheryl would be left to wait on the front porch when she got home from morning kindergarten until her mother arrived home from work hours later. The neighbor eventually started taking the young girl in and feeding her. On May 7, 1982, just before midnight, Diane gave birth to a baby girl and didn't protest as the doctor handed her over to a different couple. As much as Diane said later that she had become attached to the baby while she was inside her, her main goal was to be pregnant and to use the $10,000 payment as a means of securing her own independence.
This woman is full of nuts. Somehow they allowed her to be a surrogate mother. Even though she was, getting around with other men at her work. She couldn't take care of her own kids. She was doing drug stuff. She was all kinds of messed up. Wouldn't even let their father see his own son, which it could be his son. We don't really know. It could be somebody else's kid. We have no idea. This woman has been around, and God. She's a hot mess. That's for sure. This woman is a hot flipping mess. It has had me stop everything just to watch what the freak is happening. God.
When Diane returned to work after having her surrogate baby, her attention became focused on all of the men she worked with at the post office. It wasn't until she started having a relationship with Robert Knickerbocker that she took interest in actually being with a man long term. Robert was a married man and a coworker of Diane's. They began having a relationship, and Robert repeatedly told Diane that he would leave his wife for her, but always went back on his word. In 1983...
You flipping jerk. You... Let me just tell y'all right now. His wife actually forgave him. She was hesitant, but she forgave him. Which is flipping... And here he is. I will leave my wife for you. Do it then, fool. Do it. Do it then. Your wife deserves better. What the freak? Come on. I don't even know. I don't even know anymore.
Diane took a job for the Postal Service in Eugene, Oregon to be closer to her parents who had previously moved to the area. Robert claimed that he would leave his wife and move with her, but he backed out yet again. Diane wrote him letters during this
You spineless chicken. You are spineless. Spineless. You're Ooh, the guy makes me mad. The girl scares me. Diane scares me. But the guy, oh, he's not worth it. He's trash. Trash. Cancelled, sir. You are cancelled at this day and age. I cannot comprehend. What the heck? I can't either. What is going on?
Robert claimed that she was borderline stalking him and even suggested that she would kill his wife if that meant they could be together. About 6 months after Diane moved to Oregon, Robert told her that he was not going to leave his wife. He said that he did not want children and did not want to raise her 3 children. In her mind, her children were the obstacle that was keeping her from being with the man she loved. This is when she came up with a plan to change that. On May 19, 1983, Diane Downs shot her 3 kids in her car and then shot herself in the arm. She drove everyone to the hospital and told an amazing story. Diane claimed that she and her children had visited a friend in a nearby town and they were driving home on a rural highway. She had taken a detour to do some sightseeing, despite it being about 9:30 at night, and it was on one of those roads that a bushy-haired stranger stepped out from the side of the road and flagged her down. She said she stopped the car and got out to see
Bushy-haired stranger. I imagine a guy like just with shaggy hair and a big old beard. That's what I imagine when she says bushy-haired stranger. Okay, that's what I imagine, alright?
see what he wanted. Then he told her, quote, "I want your car," end quote. When she expressed a disbelief over the request, he pulled out a gun and started firing it into the back of the car. She then said that she pretended to throw her keys to distract the man and pushed him out of the way. She jumped back into the car and sped away. She must have gotten shot in the arm when she struggled with the attacker. 7-year-old Cheryl was pronounced dead at the hospital, but the other 2 children, 8-year-old Christy and 3-year-old Danny, were still clinging to life. When police arrived at the hospital, they interviewed Diane and noted that she was completely flat emotionally and
Let me just note, this woman is wearing a cast. She shot herself in the arm. Like, she is so dramatic. She would shoot herself in the arm to really just nail in, get all this attention on herself. Like, oh, woe is me. My arm. Oh, my arm. Ooh, it hurts so bad. You guys want to hear the story of how my arm got, how did my arm get in the cast? Oh man, you gotta hear it. It's a good story, man. Ooh, you're missing out. You should hear it. Oh, pay attention to me. I want all this attention. I'm so needy for attention. Please. Please. In secret, I'd shoot my own kids for a man. I would. It's like, lady, what the freak? What is your problem? God, she looks crazy even here, just...
and told them the story of the bushy-haired man completely calmly. After she was treated for her gunshot wound, a doctor checked on her and recalled her saying, quote, "That really ruined my new car," end quote. Authorities put out a report to be on the lookout for an armed man matching the description that Diane had given them, but they were immediately skeptical of her story. Why would somebody be out sightseeing in the dark? Why would a mother with 3 kids in her car pull over for a stranger? Why did the man directly shoot the kids, but she only got shot in the arm?
Why is she so wanting of attention? Why did we need to know about sperm counts for a vasectomy? Why did she get pregnant so many times that she didn't want to have kids? In reality, just wanted them for attention. Why? Just why is this woman the way she is? Why did she escape from prison, of all things? There's so much going on. Shooting yourself to stay with a guy is so cheesy, creepy, and cringy it hurts. All of this hurts. I'm just so conflicted on this whole story.
Why, after all of her kids were shot, would she take the time to carefully wrap up her own arm in a towel before driving them to the hospital, but she didn't wrap up any of the kids' wounds? Authorities also found it odd that the first call she made from the hospital was to Robert Knickerbocker, not her ex-husband, the father of 2 of her children, not Russ, the father of Danny, not to her parents, who she had moved to Oregon to be closer to. She called Robert. We can only assume to make sure that he knew her children were dead. Or so she thought. Diane claimed to have never owned a gun, but an interview with Steve proved otherwise.
This woman looks flipping out of it. Like, look at that face, man. She about ready to... She just looks crazy, man. She looks crazy. But, yeah, that's weird. That's weird that she only called the guy she was, having an affair with. Like, the only person she would call out of everyone is the guy she's trying to catch the interest of. Like, she's trying to catch his attention. And what better way to do that than to just gun your children down and then, say, oh, they died from a scary man that we found in the middle of the night because we totally stopped for that. What?
He said she owned a .22 caliber pistol, the same caliber from the shooting. When interviewed, Robert confirmed that he also knew she had a .22 caliber pistol. They searched the crime scene and found spent casings, but never found the murder weapon. They did find unfired .22 caliber rounds in Diane's home that had extractor marks that matched the spent casings they found at the scene. Other forensic evidence that didn't match her story was the fact that there was blood spatter that was from Cheryl on the outside of the car, even though Diane claimed that all 3 kids were shot inside the car. Diane would later claim in an interview that they were blood drops from when they took Cheryl out of the car when she got to the hospital.
I just want to note how cool this is that they actually marked where the blood splatter was on this car. Like, it's really interesting. I watched something with my folks like one day. I can't remember what the case was, but apparently it was some kid got falsely accused, or at least they're saying he got falsely accused. It's kind of controversial, I guess. But he got falsely accused, and there's these investigators and attorneys trying to, look over the case again and see, like, they had recreated the scene pretty much where they got like a dummy or like a I don't know what you call it, like, yeah, pretty much a dummy, and put like fake blood in the hair, like they had a wig on it, put fake blood in the hair, and then just kind of swished it to see if the blood would splatter against the trunk door, because apparently there was blood splattered on the trunk door, but it was kind of weird because it didn't make sense. So it definitely looked like it had been fabricated in a sense. I mean, there was still a murder. There was definitely still a murder, but it was just kind of weird how it was set up. And that kid was definitely set up. Or at least it seemed like that for sure, because it didn't make sense. He wasn't in any way associated with the girl, and apparently when they pulled him out to interrogate him, they didn't even get the parents' permission to do so. So the parents weren't there for this interrogation, had no idea what was going on. But yeah, it was that whole story is nuts. I can't remember what the guy's name was, but yeah, oh man. That's what this is making me think of. I'm sorry, I'll continue on, but I just thought that was interesting.
But they weren't drops. Blood drops would be all from above and be in one line as they pulled her out of the car. What was on the outside of the car is small drops that had come from the side. You can see that some of the blood drops are on the side of the metal trim below the passenger door. It is clearly high-velocity spatter. Police believe that Diane got out of the car and retrieved the gun from the trunk, and during that time, Cheryl got out as well, and Diane shot her first. There was also no gunpowder residue found outside on the driver's side of the car, which would have been there if she and the children were shot the way she described. A witness also told investigators that they came up behind Diane as they were driving down the road and she was driving to the hospital very slowly. She told the police that she raced to the hospital, but the witness said she couldn't have been going more than 5 to 7 miles per hour. Her stories about the shooter changed as well. She initially told police that it was a single stranger, but in another version of events, she claimed that it was 2 men who called her by her name. Then, she claimed that she knew who shot her kids. The detective who interviewed her asked, quote, "You know him by name?" end quote, and she responded, yes. Hospital staff started noting that when Christy was still recovering in the hospital, still unable to speak, her vitals would change every time Diane came in the room. Her heart would race and her blood pressure would rise.
This poor child. Look at this poor child. I apologize for pausing so much, but I mean, it's a reaction, so. But look at this poor child. Just sitting in the bed. Just like, they're just trying to live their life, and then here's mom just being a flipping a-hole. A crazy woman who can't flipping control herself. And this poor kid has to take the blow of that, Like, they had to fight for their life to survive. And this woman thinking like, kids are gone. Alright, got the dust off my hands. Time to go get with Mr. Knickerbocker or whatever. Like, what the heck? What is her problem?
Without a word, Christy would panic every time she saw her own mother. In an effort to clarify the details of the incident, they filmed Diane reenacting what happened on the night of May 19, 1983. During the reenactment, Diane laughed and joked with the host while she reenacted the events that killed one of her children and critically injured the other two.
Like that. I got in the car, jumped in, put the keys in. I just hit my cast. Started the car and left. The car door shut itself.
Then Diane made it a point to go on every news program she possibly could, especially after the media found out that she was the main suspect.
If I had shot my own children, would I not have done a good job of it? Why would I have taken my kids to the hospital? Wouldn't I have made sure they were dead and then cried crocodile tears? That's insane to think that I would do such a thing and then bring the witnesses in against myself. That's crazy.
Yeah, she's clearly innocent because she would have done a better job at killing.
What I tell y'all, she looks flipping crazy. Look at that face and tell me she don't look crazy. What the heck? But also, that video of her showing like what happened, it's so weird that she just, I got in the car, my cast, I hit my cast. But anyways, this stuff happened and that stuff happened. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm talking about this. It's like all about me. It's all about me. My kids are in the hospital. What kids? I don't know anything about the kids, but also about me. Let's just turn back to me. My cast. Oh, I got in the middle of a robbery or something. I don't know. Well, what about my kids? They survived? Anyway. Obviously not sus behavior. Yeah, that definitely don't look sus to me.
Killing her kids if she was guilty. That's a poor choice of arguments. But then she says this.
Everybody says you sure were lucky. Well, I don't feel very lucky. I couldn't tie my damn shoes for about 2 months. It is very painful. It is still painful. The scar is going to be there forever. I'm going to remember that night for the rest of my life, whether I want to or not. I don't think I was very lucky. I think my kids were lucky. If I had been shot the way they were, we all would have died.
What the fuck are you talking about, Diane?
Yeah, what the frick are you talking about? If I'd been shot the way they were, I wouldn't survive. Girl, what the frick do you mean? What the frick do you mean? Honey, first off, let's talk about the fact she went back to that, it's about me and my problem. I had that cast on for a while and I got the scar to boot, but if I was shot like my kids, I wouldn't make it. Like, honey, one of your kids died and the other survived. Pretty much what she's saying, I think this is my theory when she says that. I think she's saying that as if to say, I wanted them dead. That secret code word for I wanted them dead. I wanted those kids dead. Of course, the problem was the shoes. Come on. Uh-oh.
Lucky when one of them lucky.
We all would have died.
There you go, I'm sorry.
What the fuck are you talking about, Diane? You weren't lucky because your arm hurts and you'll have a scar, but your kids are lucky when one of them died and the other two will suffer permanent effects from the gunshots? On February 28, 1984, Diane was arrested and charged with 1 count of murder and 2 counts of attempted murder. She was pregnant at the time of her arrest, and the prosecution claimed she did it on purpose to garner sympathy from the jury. Diane explained this pregnancy in an interview.
I got pregnant because I miss Christy, and I miss Danny, and I miss Cheryl so much. I'm never going to see Cheryl on Earth again. And you can't replace children, but you can replace the effect that they give you.
No, she thought, I can replace kids. I can have as many kids as I want. You know what? I'm okay with that. I'll have as many kids as I want. Because I know how to woo a man in and how to have kids. Like, I know how to get around. So, obviously, I can have kids whenever I want. Right? No. Honey, no. That's not how this works. You can have whatever kids you want, but they should never replace any of your kids. No child should replace another child. All your kids should mean something to you. All your kids are important to you. Or at least they should be. But to you, you see kids as free attention. That's about it. Yeah, exactly. She talks so casually about it. That's what kind of irritates me a bit. Is she's like, oh, they can never replace your kids, but they can replace the effect. So they replace your kids. Pretty much, you're trying to get that sympathy and attention. Like, I got pregnant and they arrested me. The audacity, girl. Shut the freak up. You are nothing special. Shut up. Shut up. You are nothing special. You ain't like anybody else. You are like every other sad girl out there who's trying to be something and ain't nothing. Alright? Sit down. Stop acting like that. And stop having flipping kids if you don't actually want them. Stop that. God. It's not about you. It is not about you. When you have kids, it is about the kids. Not about you. God. Oh my God.
And they give me love, they give me satisfaction, they give me stability, they give me a reason to live and a reason to be happy, and that's gone. They took it from me. But children are so easy to conceive.
Oh, that's... Oh. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say about that one. That's an awful thing to say about your flipping kids. How awful is that? Pretty much what I got from that was, I don't care about my kids. I can have kids whenever I want. I don't care. So if you die, so what? I can have another one. Whatever. Well, there it is. Done. I'm not gonna worry about nothing. They come out like nothing. Like flipping butter. It's like, girl, no. No. You're not gonna do this. Don't start this nonsense. It's not okay. Anyway.
Yeah, she's got a point there. Babies are so easy to conceive. When one dies, just have another. All of the evidence was laid out to the jury, but the most damning evidence came from her surviving daughter. Christy had recovered enough to be able to take the stand and describe what actually happened on May 19, 1983. When the prosecutor asked her who shot her that day, Christy simply answered, "My mom." She described how her mom pulled the car over, retrieved something from the trunk, pointed into the car, and began shooting them. Authorities believe she then shot herself in the arm to make her story believable. Cheryl died from her wounds. Christy suffered a stroke that left her with long-term speech problems. Danny was paralyzed from the waist down and is now confined to a wheelchair. The court took a recess in order for Downs to give birth to her last child, who was then put up for adoption. When the court reconvened, Diane Downs was found guilty on all charges and sentenced to life in prison, plus 50 years. She would have to serve 25 years before she would be eligible for parole. She would be 54 at that time. And then she escaped. 3 years after her sentence began, Diane scaled a barbed wire fence and ran off.
Sorry. I want to see where this goes because I'm so gosh darn just like, why did She's flipping escape the prison. I'm telling you, she's got main character syndrome. She thinks she's the part of a movie. Like, she's the main character. She's the hottest thing around. Like, girl, what the frick you doing? This ain't the flipping movie. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I gotta see this.
She was found 11 days later at the home of another inmate's husband, not even a half-mile from the prison. She claimed that she escaped in order to find the bushy-haired stranger.
Another inmate's husband. I'm sorry. What on earth? Are you serious right now? What on earth is this woman? You know she had to be doing some stuff. You know she had to be doing some sneaky stuff. Oh my god. I'm trying to find the bushy-haired stranger. Oh, I bet you are, girl. Get the freak back in jail.
And get her revenge on him, but nobody actually believed her. She was given an additional 5 years for the escape attempt, and then she was transferred to a maximum security prison in New Jersey. Authorities thought that she would be less likely to try to escape if she didn't know anybody in the area. Years later, she would eventually be transferred to the Valley State Prison for Women in California. Diane continued to maintain her innocence, even going on Oprah to try to discredit true crime author Ann Rule.
Such books as The Stranger Beside Me, the Ted Bundy story, and her current bestseller is Small Sacrifices, which is, in fact, your story, the Diane Downs story. Have you read that book?
Yes, I have.
And what do you think?
I take issue with much of it.
Okay. What do you take issue with?
Well, she considers it a true story, and she's quoted me all through the book and tells the reader how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking at various times all through the book, yet she's never interviewed me. How does she do that? How does she justify that being a true story?
Okay, Ann, how do you justify that?
Well, Diane, I'm sure you remember my coming to jail and interviewing you.
June 26th.
20 minutes, Ann.
God. Jeezy Pete's, woman. You know she wanted that attention so bad. She's like, I'm on TV with Oprah. I genuinely don't comprehend why she believes she's believable anymore. I don't know. I have no idea. She is really milking it. You know, she milked that. She's like, I'm starting to lose attention. Time to gain more attention. Time to scale a flipping barbed wire fence. Be missing for 11 days. Time to argue with the flipping author that wrote the story of what happened with the murder. And also, you know, say that she didn't write it well because she only spent 20 minutes with me, which is probably the only amount of time that the jail would allow her to spend time with me. Flipping, girl, shut the frick up. You got a book written after you. God.
And I also sat in the courtroom while you testified for 4 days and told your entire life, from your childhood abuse, through your marriage, through your multiple affairs, how you felt about it. And at one point you said to the prosecutor, Mr. Hughie, would you like me to explain how I met all my lovers and how our affairs were carried out?
And he said, no, that wouldn't be necessary.
He did, and then you went ahead and told it anyway, Diane, which for a writer, you helped me a lot in your testimony.
You say that...
Mr. Hughie, would you like to hear how my affairs carried, like what happened with my affairs and my relationships with my previous lovers? No, I don't need it. Well, it first started off with... Well, first off, this one guy here, he was very handsome, but very boring. And then I met up with another guy. He was younger, much suaver, but God, he was a klutz. And then there's this one. Girl, what the frick are you talking about? What in the world? Oh my god. No! That's so stupid. I just love that. Whereas she actually asked the judge if she could talk about how she you know, she met her previous lovers. No, it's not important. Girl, we don't flipping care about your affairs. You shouldn't be talking about them. What the freak?
Diane Downs was eligible for parole in 2008 and in 2010. She was denied parole due to the fact that she still maintains her innocence and expresses no remorse even though her daughter testified against her and her story is constantly changing. This is from her parole hearing in 2010.
Do you still maintain that you did not commit these murders? Or the murder and the other crimes you were convicted of?
Absolutely. I didn't commit them, and I still maintain my innocence.
The night you took your children to the hospital in Springfield, will you describe the events of that evening?
Yes. My kids and I were sitting at home watching TV. We were watching Helen Keller, the Helen Keller story. I received a phone call from someone who said that he wanted me to come pick up some photographs for my boyfriend. Not of my boyfriend, but for my boyfriend, Rick. Rick is a guy that I'd been dating for about 6 weeks, and he claimed to be an FBI agent. Whether or not he was, I don't know. I certainly never called him at work or showed up or made him prove it or show a badge. It didn't matter to me. I wasn't, to me it was just dating. But
Her voice didn't change a bit over the years. It really didn't. But you know what did change? The magic of the 80s. That's what I was sitting here and be like, man, the 80s was magical. Because now you watch her and she's just sad and old looking. And it's like, girl, you gotta let go. It's gone. It's over now. Just admit that you did it and just move on. Take the L and leave. This woman dumbfounds me. Absolutely dumbfounds me. I laugh genuinely because I'm like, what in the world is happening here? I'm laughing in absolute confusion. It's like, what? The what? And then now she's got this, like, very detailed story. Like, my children and I were watching the TV. We were watching Helen Keller. You know, Helen Keller was on the TV. And all of a sudden, we got a call to get the photographs for my boyfriend. Not of my boyfriend, for my boyfriend. By the way, did I mention he was an FBI agent? He's totally an FBI agent. Anyways, I went to get the photos. And then I ran into a hairy stranger. And also 2 guys in a ski mask. And also an alien from like the outer space. And also a cowboy. And then a random guy that was living down the street. A homeless man. And also a guy with a gimpy leg. They were all great.
I received a phone call about 9:15 from someone who said I needed to come pick some photographs up for Rick.
This part of the story is new, and I believe it has something to do with her claim now that law enforcement was involved in setting her up to take the fall for the shooting of her children. She received a phone call about picking up some photos from her FBI agent boyfriend. In this version of events, she took all of her kids with her and then stopped by her friend's house to drop something off and to see her horse. The story continues in its original.
Her horse? She had a horse? I don't think she had a horse.
Form that, while driving on
What
a back
a
road,
bullcrapper.
a single unknown man waved her down. Remember that during the investigation it became 2 men, and that she knew who at least one of them was. She stopped to see what was wrong, and he demanded her car, then started shooting her and her kids.
The state says that I was the one that shot them and that I wanted them dead. If that was the case, I would not have taken them to the hospital still crying. There are so many
Girl, you did not cry. We know you didn't cry. You sat there and you soaked in all the attention. We know you didn't cry. Just stop. Just stop. You did not cry. You sat there and took in all this attention that you were getting. Oh, honey, your kids. Oh yeah, my kids. That's a shame. Yeah, I know. Girl, shut up. That's a nice memory for something that happened almost 30 years ago. Yeah, really. Like, what the heck? Oh my god. Sorry.
Other ways to accomplish such a horrific deed if I was going to do it. I'm certainly bright enough to figure out another way besides some way that looks so absolutely insane and hokey that nobody would believe it. I'm not dumb.
The jury's still out on that one. I mean, you're still trying to use the "I'd do a better job of killing my kids" defense. When she was asked,
I'd do a better job of killing my kids' defense. Yeah, you are right on that one. Why would you use that defense? That's a horrible defense. That's the most disingenuine way of saying, I totally didn't do it. Is saying, I would kill my kids in a totally better way than whatever schmuck, came in and shot them. That was you. What do you mean? Are you trying to say you could have done a better job? Obviously not. Just can't with this woman. This is the first time I think I've been flabbergasted and just laughing in absolute just confusion and shock at the absolute craziness this woman is. I can't believe this woman. God.
Why her story changed, she claimed it didn't. Then the parole board pointed out that at one time she said it was two men in ski masks.
How do I explain this? After my children and I were attacked, the police kept saying, Diane, you must have lapses in your memory because there's holes in this you could drive a semi-truck through. None of this makes sense. You're forgetting something. I believed, because I'd never had any dealings with authorities, and I believed the authorities, and so I thought they did, that I had lapses of memory. I can't tell you how the towel got around my arm, so I know from my own personal experience that I did have at least that much of a lapse of memory. I don't know how the towel got around my arm.
This woman's a crock of crap. She is an absolute... I don't know how the towel got around my arm. The cops are saying that I have this lapse in memory. All of a sudden, I got a towel around my arm. There's a guy playing a banjo in the back seat while my kids are getting driven to the hospital. But I'm going at like 50 miles an hour, 55-ish maybe. I can't remember. We were watching Helen Keller in the the TV in the front seat. And also, we were kind of in a DeLorean, so we're like Back to the Future vibes. But you know what? What's cool? It's cool. We went, into the future to see if I actually get caught for the murder. And, well, I did. And so then I went back, tried to change some things. It didn't quite happen. I think I messed up some type of time frame here, because I totally messed something up. No one's believing a thing I'm saying. It's weird, but it's true. It happened. It totally happened. It was legit. LeBron James was here. It was really interesting time. Nice man. Very nice man. Would totally hang out with him again. She just was a flipping delusional woman. I swear to God. I don't know how the towel got around my arm. Also, there's an alien in the trunk. Diane! Shut the freak up. Stop talking. Just take your hit. Just take the L and go. What in the world?
So when I would have, people would call me up and people would say, I know so-and-so and he said such and such. I have another guy would call and say, I have a neighbor and he has a car that just looks just like that and he's been talking. These kinds of things were being said to me either by phone. People would stop me on my mail route. I worked in Cottage Grove and people would drive all the way to Cottage Grove just to meet me on my mail route and tell me these kinds of things. So I would call the police, or I would go to the police, and I would say, this is what's being told to me. Those are the kinds of things they would say that I changed my story. I wasn't changing my story. I was trying to help. The police kept saying I had lapses of memory. People were calling me and telling me things that I thought, well, maybe this is what happened that I don't know. And so I would tell the police, believing that I was helping them investigate.
Except that none of that is true. Her interviews with police were recorded. She flat out claimed that 2 men were on the back road. She didn't say, "People have told me." During her interview with police, the detective said, quote, "You've changed it by saying that this guy knew you now. He knew your tattoo, he knows about you, he threatened you. That's a hell of a change from what you said the first time around. There's no reason for you to not say that at the very beginning." End quote. Diane responds, quote, "Okay, no reason in your mind," end quote. Diane had started claiming
No reason in your mind, obviously. You're not gonna believe me. I gotta go to another officer that would totally believe what the freak I'm saying. Because I'm so flipping believable. I've changed my name's Diane Downs. I've changed my story so many times that they have to believe me at this point. I mean, come on, guys. I totally didn't kill my kids. Look, the evidence is clear. I would never kill my kids. What do you mean there's evidence showing that I obviously killed my kids? I would never. What? That's ridiculous. Preposterous. What? They found more evidence? What? I'm digging my own hole? Man. Well, that's just... Nah, there's no way. You guys are lying to me. See... I'm trying to help you guys. I'm trying to help you guys by changing the story every 2 seconds to a point where I don't have any story at all. My story is starting to fall through the cracks at this point, and I really shouldn't be brought up to parole because I'm just not flipping, like, apologizing for my actions. God. I mean, the DeLorean defense is more coherent at this point. I mean... Come on, it makes sense. God, I can't with her. I can't handle her. She's so much at once. I just don't even know what to say about her. I'm so exasperated. I think that's the word. Can't. I'm doing the same thing, just face to forehead, or palm to forehead, face palm. Like, what the freak is she doing?
Claiming that this was all some conspiracy that was set up by the police and she was afraid to tell this version first. She goes on to say, quote, "I have one man sitting here looking at me with a face of stone. I have another man there smoking a cigarette, 90 miles an hour and pacing," end quote. She is describing what she claims to have seen. She is giving a first-person account of this, not what someone else has told her. Nowhere in this interview did she say, "Oh, this is what other people are telling me." During her probation hearing in 2010, she was flat out lying about that. She then goes into a conspiracy about how the police wanted to pin the shooting on Steve Downs, and when she wouldn't agree to testify against him, they framed her for murder. Diane
Yeah, because my husband totally did it. My ex-husband, who I won't let see the kids at all, who loved the kids, even if he didn't want them, he still loved them. He tried his best to take care of those kids. That guy was they totally thought it was him. But because I didn't want to, testify against him, now I'm the murderer. I'm the suspect now. Woe is me, pity me, please. My ex-husband's the one that actually did it. God. Woman, what the freak are you talking about? You don't have a flipping straight story. You're like, well, this is what they wanted. They wanted me to tell you guys. This is what they didn't want me to tell. Okay, how about this? Here we go. Here's the straight and narrow, okay? You were tired of having those kids around. You wanted to have this relationship with this one guy who, I mean, girl, it ain't even worth it. Why are you going after a married man? A married man, of all things, who isn't even honest. He's having an affair behind his wife's back. Like, sure, he tells her the truth, and, she hesitantly forgives him, which is like, girl, you could do better. But, like, it's not even worth it. And then she's like, he says, well, you have kids, and I'm not really interested in having kids, it's not for me, I'm sorry. She's like, well, I'm gonna get rid of the kids then, if I get rid of the kids, maybe he'll ditch the wife and come with me, because obviously that's how that works, Diane. Totally, you're not gonna get in trouble for that. So she takes the kids out, driving down the street that doesn't seem too populated, usual. She stops, gets out of the car, goes to the trunk, opens the trunk, gets the gun out, and shoots the kids. And I apologize for that. At some point, she shoots herself in the arm. She makes sure that she shoots herself where it's not going to hurt her too bad. She doesn't want to hurt, wreck any part of her body or anything that's gonna, ruin her looks, because obviously this girl has to be all about her looks. It has to be true. I'm not even playing. And then she, quote unquote, rushes about 5 miles an hour to the hospital where one of her kids has already died, and I believe her two other kids are just hanging on by a thread. Somehow they survive, which is a miracle. A flipping miracle. I just read Lactose Free's comment. That's great. And then she sits there and pretends to be sad when in reality she looks flipping just uninterested in whatever's going on. She just wants attention. She's crying about getting a cast. She's got a towel around her arm. She doesn't even know where the towel came from, but it's there. So all I'm getting from this is that you are digging yourself a hole and you are sitting it. Because you can't flipping own up to it. Like, at this point, girl, we don't even want an apology. We just want you to tell the flipping truth and stop lying all the time. It's really ridiculous. Just stop lying. It's not hard. Stop.
Downs has spent her whole life lying, and at this point, who knows what she even believes is real anymore. She claimed that her children were shot by the infamous bushy-haired stranger, 2 men in ski masks, drug dealers, and corrupt police officers. She was eligible for parole again in 2020 and had made some waves that year for claiming the COVID-19 outbreak made her worried about her surviving children. There hasn't been any news of her 2020 parole hearing, and it's unclear where she's currently housed. She doesn't appear on the inmate list for either the California Department of Corrections or the Oregon Department of Corrections. If she is granted parole, her release will be delayed while she serves her sentence for the prison escape. After Diane was convicted of the murder and attempted murder of her children, the district attorney, Fred Hughey, and his wife adopted Christy and Danny. The baby that Diane gave birth to during her trial was taken by the state and eventually adopted by Chris and Jackie Babcock, who named her Rebecca. After finding out who her biological mother was, Rebecca began writing her letters, only to experience Diane's attempt at manipulating her.
Why would this girl decide to write this woman letters? Maybe she thought, like, oh, this is my real mother, and I must know why she's in jail. I must know her story. Girl, she gonna... Look. Look, you can do better. Just move on. Leave her there. Just close that chapter of your life. My mom was a murdering psychopath who can't flipping stop lying and has a thing for having many affairs and lovers. I have no idea. Book closed. Hold on, wait. Yep. Book closed. End of story. We're done with this chapter. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200. The story is over, Diane. No more. Diane, enough. You can't keep changing the story. Stop manipulating your youngest daughter. Nobody gives two craps. Leave everybody alone. Just stay in jail in peace. Just stop. God. Of course she's worried about him. Of course she is. Of course she would be. Why wouldn't she be? Because obviously the woman who totally didn't murder her kids in cold blood and to get on the good side of this guy she has the hots for, totally worried.
She says that she regrets the letters she did write and no longer has contact with her. She called her a monster.
I spoke too soon. Look at that. Look at that. Yep. She's a hot mess. The chapter's closed. We don't have to talk about that one. Moving on. Mom's nuts. The chapter's done. We keep going. Woo. We gonna talk about Mom. We don't talk about Mama. We don't talk about Diane. Oh my God. She's a chaotic mess, man. I love it. It's great.
I agree. If you're the victim of domestic abuse, please reach out to someone for help. Please talk to your local battered women's shelter or call the National Domestic Abuse Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-7233. Or you can go to thehotline.org to chat with someone online. The great thing about this website is that, at any time, hitting the escape key twice will take you to a Google search page. That way, if your abuser is nearby, you won't get caught looking for help. If you're having feelings of harming yourself or someone else, or even just need someone to talk to, please contact your local mental health facility, call 911, or call Mental Health America, who operate the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. They're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and will talk to you about any mental health issue you might be facing. Thanks so much for watching this video. You can help.
Okay, I know he's just gonna say thank you so much for watching. If you want to watch this video, it is gonna be in the description. There are other ones. Hold on. There are other ones. I'll probably have to link them or something. The one that I watched is actually from, this one is from This Is Monsters, by the way. Which one did I watch? It wasn't Monsters. Which one? I can't remember the name of them. Oh, here it is. Dreading, Crime and Psychology. This is the one I watched. This is how I got information. I'm not going to play it now because it's like an hour long. But I would recommend that one. It's got a lot of information. But, my God. This whole thing was a flipping roller coaster. What on earth? I have to take a minute to process Diane and her gosh darn chaotic ways. Oh my God, Diane. What the freak? What on earth, girl? Calm your britches, please. She's like trying so hard. Like, sis, if you knew, like, why? You should have known you were gonna get caught and put in jail because you're stupid. That's why you're in there, because you're dumb. You thought you could get away with it. No, you're not getting away with it. Oh my God. Oh, that's awful. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh my God. Oh. Oh my God. I'm just taking a minute. Oh my god, Diane. Diane's a chaotic person, man. I can't do that. Oh my god, that woman is just an absolute fiery, chaotic mess. That was awful, and that was awful, and I genuinely cannot comprehend why she tried so hard to maintain that ridiculous story. Man, I don't. If that the way she maintained it was like a bunch of pieces of paper held on by a piece of string. Like, just literally a piece of string, and you're swinging it around. That's her story. It's not even held on very well. It's literally just some loose leaf pieces of, like, notebook paper that she just kind of, put them all on one string and just started swinging them around. That's her story. A horrible analogy, I'm sure, but it's the truth. It's a really bad story to start with. The whole thing was a mess. I don't even know what to say about it. I'm so gosh darn. I need to turn on some. That whole story is absolutely darn chaotic. Oh my god. Diane, what is your problem? Girl. Diane, what in the world, girl? What in the world? I'm so conflicted and so confused. What on earth, woman? It's so funny. It's so funny, man. Oh my god. Okay. Anyway. Oh man. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to. My eyes are very tired. But I think I'm gonna end it on that note with dear Diane. I keep trying to say a different name with Diane. This time it was almost Deborah. It's become from Diana to Deborah. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I can't remember her name very well. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there. Like I said, if you look in the description, you will see I have some, I have 2 links to some nonprofit charities. I'm not associated with them in any way. They're not reach out or nothing. I just kind of linked them, for the sake of, for the memory of Takoda Collins. One of them is for helping children in foster care in the U.S., and then the other one is for helping children globally. So Save the Children right now is actually is the one that's doing the, it helps kids globally. But they are currently helping children in Ukraine and Afghanistan if you want to help out with that. And then Together We Rise, they actually have merchandise you can buy where all the proceeds go to the foster kids. It helps foster kids with their education and any necessities they may need, such as clothing and bags to keep their stuff together. So some really nice stuff, I've also seen that they also give out scholarships to foster kids, which is great. It's awesome. Very nice. So it's all a good deal. It's all good stuff. This is in memory of Takoda Collins. It's a really messed up case. It's very sad. I would not recommend looking it up. It's just a really sad story of a young boy that was abused to death. It's very tragic. I would not recommend it at all, because I couldn't even finish watching interrogation video, I couldn't. It was painful to watch. I was so mad, and also just my stomach turned every time I seen the videos and pictures and stuff. I'm like, nope. I think I'm good. And usually I can go through a whole thing without, you know, I mean, I'll be shocked, of course, and flipping angry, but, you know, that's typical. You know, that's the way you should feel when watching a gosh darn, you know, true crime, is just angry and, like, just shocked that they would actually do something like that, and just wondering, like, how did they do it? Like, what happened? What caused it? You know, I want to know the drama. I want the tea. I want the tea. So I can bring them to justice. Anyway, no problem, lactose free. We'll see you later, lactose free. Yeah, if, just letting you guys know, next week, I will be taking a break from streaming, so I will not be here next week. I finally decided on that, because I was thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, I should probably take a break. So next week, there will be no streams. We'll be carrying on from where we left off the week after. I do have some plans for some stuff in April, but I will not be talking about that yet, because I don't have everything ready. It's a little stuff. I've got like one more thing I want to set up, but also because of other stuff, so I won't be talking about that. But anyway, I don't know, like this really like, okay, can you? I want to go to bed. Okay, you get to go to bed. What? Ah! Is it because I clicked on the thing? What's happening here? There we go. I don't even know what to say about that. So, anyway. Thank you, lactose free. Thank you. Yes, I'm going to take a break. Just for a week. I just need to take care of some, I need to take care of some yard stuff, some outside stuff, and, I also need to take care of some personal things as well. So it's nothing against you guys. I just need a break to take care of some stuff outside of streaming, and, this would be my only time to take care of it. But you guys, of course, we'll meet up again the week after. And it'll be a fun old time. It'll probably be Ace Attorney on Monday and Sims 3 on Tuesday, like always. I mean, if I wanted to go to bed, I would have told you. Yeah, you got a point. You do got a point. If you wanted to go to bed, you would tell me you're going to bed. But yeah. Let's see. Is there anything else I needed to talk about? Trying to think if I'm forgetting anything, but I don't think I am. Like I said, with the nonprofits, I've already talked about that. If you guys want to watch the videos or look over the information that I was reading off of, you can go ahead and check in the description down below. I was using Murderpedia to get that information. It's a very small amount of info. I would recommend looking up like news articles and things like that. It's a lot to process. Oh yeah, it was a lot to process, especially with Diane. Diane was, I don't know why, Diane's story is absolutely ridiculous. I'm glad that at least, you know, I mean, it's unfortunate what they went through, you know, what they dealt with, but I mean, you know, at least, you know, 2 of the kids survived. Unfortunate that one had passed away, but 2 of them surviving is very lucky, and I am happy to see that. I hope they're doing well. I hope they're doing better. My condolences go out to them, and I hope that, you know, they're living better lives than they were with their mom, you know, biological mom. mother, their biological mother. I can't process her being mom. There's no way. See you soon. See you soon. See you. But anyways, y'all know what time it is. It is time to go to bed. Go to bed right now. Go to bed. Well, go to bed. Bedtime. It's sleep time. It's like almost 12 o'clock. Go to bed. I've been up since 3 in the morning. Go to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. You look, kiss, smooch on the cheek. Go to bed. Bedtime. Okay, we'll read one story. We're not reading a long one. I already went over some. Actually, no bedtime. No bedtime stories. No, I already went over 2 of them. If you guys got any school or work going on right now, I wish you guys luck. I hope everything goes well for you. We definitely gotta be within spring break terms, but that also means you might be in the middle of midterms, so I do wish you luck. I know midterms is like a pain in the butt. I know, go get some sleep. I know, I've been up since 3 in the morning. I have to, for work I get up at 3 in the morning, and then I work from like 5 to 5:30, so I work 12 hours, and then I come home and I just crash. So, yeah, I got a long day, but that's okay. I've been wanting to do this, so it's all good. But yeah, if you guys got school, work, anything like that, I wish you luck. Hope things go well for you. Make sure to drink lots of water. Lots of water. Drink lots of water. Make sure to stay, healthy. Eat well. Take care of yourselves. Make sure to do some self-care. It's very, very important. Very important. Listen, says I, the fluffy one. Take care of yourselves, okay? Take care of yourselves. Do a little self-care, a little self-love, because you deserve it, you know? I can't tell if it's raining out there. And, yeah. I think that's all I got, really. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you the week after, okay? We'll meet up again the week after, alright? Okay? Okay. Alright, y'all. Goodbye. Bye, lactose free. Goodbye, y'all. Bye. Goodbye. Bye-bye, bye. Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye.